Luigi Mangione have just told a judge that he is pleading guilty in the federal case related to the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Mangione himself answering yes, if that was what he was agreeing to. Members of Brian Thompson's family are in the courtroom, including his widow Paulette, who appeared to be crying as the plea was entered. She is seated at the front of the courtroom. Executives from United Healthcare are 2 rows behind them. Outside the court, dozens of people lined up for a glimpse of the defendant.
This is a very sympathetic defendant to a lot of people. This case has garnished a lot of public opinion and support. Typically, that is not supposed to sway the legal justice system in any way.
ABC legal analyst Shanna Lloyd. Now, the plea agreement is on federal charges only. He would still face murder and gun charges in the state case, which is to begin next month. This is ABC News. Firefighters across France and central England are struggling against multiple blazes as a new wave of record-breaking heat bakes parts of Europe. Just days after classes had begun, 2 schools in Santa Fe were put on lockdown because of a 4-legged menace.
A devastating drought across New Mexico and wildfires raging beyond the city limits have driven wildlife into population centers.
Over the last several days, we've had at least 4 to 5 reports involving bear activity.
Santa Fe Deputy Police Chief Lawrence Barnett says a bear was spotted Thursday near a pair of schools.
Both schools were placed in the shelter-in-place.
The bear was later shot with a tranquilizer, loaded onto a truck, and relocated outside of town. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Banana pudding, deep-fried Oreo, or chicken and waffle? Which flavor of Oreo would you like the most? USA Today reporting you can buy those flavors starting later this month and vote on which one you want to come back next year. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
We are going to get right into it because traffic is a doozy this morning, and specifically on the east side, we have a bunch of problems. Eastbound Highway 18 is now completely blocked just west of the Tiger Mountain Summit because of a serious collision involving a motorcyclist and a semi-truck. And I just see now that, so the eastbound lanes were blocked. The westbound lanes have closed temporarily as well, so that means the entire highway is blocked, and freight is going to have a tough time. The State Patrol and WashDOT are warning that those surface streets are not suitable for freight. This may be a long-term effect because I'm seeing the State Patrol saying that witnesses are saying the semi-truck forced a motorcyclist into a barrier and they have serious injuries. So that might be a long-term investigation. We will certainly keep you updated in the newscast and on mynorthwest.com. The northbound lanes of Maple Valley Highway are closed because of an overheight truck that took out power lines. That is at, let me get you the intersection there, Cedar Grove Road. So be careful there. There's going to be alternating traffic. Other areas, luckily, are not too bad. Tacoma is looking fantastic, green all over the map. Then you head northbound. We've got a little bit of slowing through the S-curves, but it's pretty Friday light except for the S-curves and then right around the I-90 interchange. I-5 northbound slowing starts just north of Boeing Field, but it's yellow. It's not red. You're not bumper to bumper. I-5 southbound is pretty good, too. Instead of slowing starting at 145th, we've got it kind of in the Maple Leaf neighborhood, and then it thins out getting into downtown. This report brought to you by KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. Not what people in West Seattle want to hear. Sound Transit is now pushing a light rail extension there back 3 more years. Here's KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan, who has been following this closely.
2035. That's when Sound Transit now expects to open service to West Seattle. The agency announced the 3-year delay during its expansion committee meeting yesterday afternoon. The agency says it's just going to take a lot longer than they expected to build that train-only bridge over the Duwamish River and the tunnel that's going to go under West Seattle. In a blog post, Sound Transit said the new schedule, quote, represents a realistic delivery timeline that the agency can confidently stand behind.
Sully has a deep dive on mynorthwest.com, and you can read it there. Washington's Attorney General is claiming a major victory against Kalshi, an online prediction market that lets users put money on everything from sports to elections. A King County judge ordered the company to stop offering those contracts in Washington by September 2nd. When he announced the lawsuit in March, AG Nick Brown argued Kalshi was violating the state's gambling laws.
Kalshi really is just a bookie with a fancy name and a huge amount of venture capital behind them.
Kalshi maintains it's a federally regulated prediction market and says it's considering its legal options as the case continues in court. And it seems like betting on wildfires shouldn't be legal. That's what Congressman Michael Baumgartner believes. He represents Spokane and plans to introduce federal legislation to ban prediction markets, allowing betting on anything that could financially incentivize bad actors to start fires or cause harm. Now we're going to check your forecast, and it is going to be a pretty nice day, a high of 80. It is going to still stay hazy tomorrow, about the same. It is 65 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show. It's Flex Fridays on the Gee and Ursula Show. And it's Blue Friday all over the world if you are a Seahawk fan and a 12. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. You sound like you are in an excellent mood today.
Hey,
you had a fantastic day yesterday, it looked like.
I did.
So I hope we hear a little bit about that.
Yep.
Because there is a big game this weekend.
Big
too.
game. Dallas Cowboys coming to town. First preseason game of the season. Here we go.
I want to just say August 14th, where has the summer gone?
It's
Too crazy.
That thing gone.
Hey, Gen Z, did you hear about this?
What they do now?
A lot of them are moving money from stocks to sports betting, and they're counting on wins there for their future. So at 9:30, I'll tell you why I think this is one of the most alarming stories that we're going to have all morning.
Right.
Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line 888-973-5476 888-973 KIRO.
Let's get to it. Top stories today brought to you by Pendergast Law.
And we're learning now that Seattle had significantly fewer police officers assigned to this year's Bite of Seattle than it did last year. The Seattle Times is reporting that SPD staffing for the three-day festival fell from 166 officers and supervisors in 2025 to only 121 this year, which was a drop of more than 27%. And on the Sunday of the shooting, 39 officers and supervisors were assigned to the Bite. That is compared with 50 last year, even though attendance was about the same. Now, that doesn't mean more officers would have prevented what happened. In fact, officers were reportedly within about 100 feet when the gunfire erupted, and we had Councilmember Bob Kettle on the show with us this week, and he says their response deserves recognition.
The initial operation was like almost textbook. I mean, in terms of the initial response, taking out the shooter without a shot fired, that was unbelievable.
But, gee, I think this adds another important question to the investigation into what went wrong that day. SPD, of course, decides how many officers are assigned to an event, but the department has not yet said who made the decision to reduce staffing or why. And so council members are asking for an after-action review to determine whether it was adequately staffed.
Well, what's the definition of adequate? And I think that is the determiner. Is anyone basing adequate staffing on what they did previous? And because of what they did previous, nothing happened. So someone says, hey, it needs to be 50. So if this year it was 39, last year it was 50, well, something happened. We need to find out why that there was only 39. I'm comfortable with people finding out why, no doubt. And I like how you ended off with this conversation is, to me, the most important part of the story that happened at the Bite is SPD, law enforcement, first responders did an amazing job. Period, point blank. Again, we could sit here and find out about timelines on press conferences. We could find out why there was only 39 that were staffed during that time as compared to the year before. We can find out all of those answers. But while we do, no matter what answer you come up with, just remember two things. One, SPD, first responders were amazing that day. Two, we don't know what amount of staffing would have been possible in there to prevent what happened at the Bite that day.
Exactly. And I have actually been talking to sources inside SPD who say a lot of officers were taking vacation because they'd worked massive overtime during the World Cup. I've also heard there are, and this is not confirmed yet, but that there are veteran officers who are nearing retirement who are burning through accumulated leave before they go. And as you said, none of that excuses anything. The officers who were at the bite responded as well as you can imagine, but it could potentially speak to what is happening within the department and whether they are just stretched incredibly thin. To your point about what could have prevented this, experts say there's no such thing as a completely safe public festival in the United States because in this country, guns are the leading cause of death for children and teens.
Right.
And she was actually looking into that because I was like, how much of an outlier are we? Are we an outlier? But if you look at it, in other wealthy countries like ours, guns are nowhere near the top causes of death for kids. So here we are number one. In countries like Britain, Japan, Germany, Netherlands, firearm deaths rank outside of the top 10. And that is something that former King County Sheriff Sue Rahr brought up on our show. Mm-hmm. It's like we're focusing so much on all these other things instead of what are we doing to prevent gun violence among kids?
We often try to talk a lot about the prevention things. And this is why sometimes I'm not very popular out here, because for some reason I battle back and forth about these discussions, about funding programs, about helping single moms with family, about helping families that are disadvantaged, about helping marginalized communities, about helping and having more shelter. Like it goes on and on and on, right? About help with people that aren't making high enough wages, about help with student loan debts. I mean, we can keep going. This fight that we continue to have about the prevention. And then when things happen, we want to talk about why this keeps happening. And Sue Rahr, who has been in this profession, gets on and says, we don't talk enough about the prevention. One day, hopefully, we will get to that. And maybe little by little, people are starting to understand. But a lot of the decision makers that we have, a lot of people, even that do our jobs, these are folks where their life is fine. Everything's great. Their family's great. They might not have any type of relatability to these problems that persist in these low-income neighborhoods. So one day, if we can get more of the people that are impacted by crime and hear their voices, more of that, then the people that are scared of crime and just want to just use crime to build their platform or those things, then maybe we'll start to get better.
Washington's new income tax on high earners could bring in a lot more money than lawmakers initially thought. So there's a new state analysis that it estimates the tax would raise about $3.1 billion in its first budget cycle, which is about $400 million more than the state was counting on. And the number of households expected to pay that tax has grown from about 21,000 to 25,000. Again, the tax is 9.9% on wage income above $1 million a year. It's supposed to take effect in 2028, but voters will get the final say this November. Initiative 645 would repeal it before it ever takes effect. And supporters of the tax say this higher revenue that they're unveiling right now could help close the state's next budget gap. But opponents say this estimate assumes that high earners are not going to change their behavior or just leave the state because of this tax.
Yeah. Hey, Ursula, I'm going to make this fast, and I'm not going to. I've made the decision to not debate whether or not there should or should not be a millionaire's tax. So instead, I just want to highlight what this says. This is basically saying, oh, my goodness, there's actually more money that would come in if this tax were to happen. Did you say 21? Did you say 25,000? So how many people is in Washington State? 7 million. So this would impact 25,000. I wish we can get somebody on the show. Anyway, So this is an opportunity to fund mental health services, an opportunity to fund addiction treatment, job training, child care, housing assistance, more into that prevention stuff that we talked about. This is an opportunity for that. Now, I think two things can happen. One, let's celebrate. I want to celebrate the opportunity to fund those things. And two, they need way more strict audit on what that money's being spent for.
Thank you. And I guess call me a skeptic about the timing of this new revenue estimate, because the November election is just around the corner. A yes vote on Initiative 645 would repeal the tax. So now we're being told this millionaire tax is going to hit more households and bring in hundreds of millions more than originally projected. And while, like you, I believe that people should pay their fair share in taxes, my problem has been and will continue to be what lawmakers didn't put into the law. Again, I will repeat, there should have been a safeguard preventing future legislatures from lowering that $1 million threshold. Right. Governor Ferguson promises it won't happen under his watch, but governors change. Legislatures change. And the Democrats had the opportunity to write that protection in the bill, and they chose not to. I am not just shrugging at the fact that two former Democratic governors, Christine Gregoire and Gary Locke, have pointed out that the state operating budget has gone from $33 billion, this is Gregoire, from when she left office to nearly $80 billion today. And yes, there was inflation and other things that have gone into it. But still, the point is, like you said, are we spending the money properly? And then finally, honestly, Gee, I don't know that it's going to survive the constitutional challenge.
Well, I just want to just say, like, when we bring up what past governors said, they also didn't have the budget. They didn't have the things that are in place today. They didn't even have the McKinney-Vento Homelessness Assistance Act during that time. So there's a lot of ways that number's kind of skewed. I will say this. The one thing that I want to see going forward, and maybe there's some electeds that listen to our show, I have a new idea. And I think what happens is this. We need to be able to measure what we're doing. So instead of just talking about, hey, we spent $100 million. Hey, we spent $150 million. Hey, we done. We don't want to care. At least we want to hear how much you spent, but we want to hear the results.
Yes.
We want to know how many people got treatment. How many kids graduated? How many families got to become stable? How many people got off the streets from living off the streets? How many people got diverted from the criminal justice system? So going forward, that's what I want to hear. Me personally, I want to hear those numbers. I don't care. Hey, you spent $100 million? We spent $100 million. In 2026, this many people, this many families were helped. Yeah. In 2027, this many families were helped compared to 2024. Then people can say, oh, it's working. You had a 25% increase, right, in kids graduating. You had a 25% increase in families becoming stable. So let's not just do the money. We're going to do the money, and we're going to do the results. Everybody want the results? We want to see the results.
I love it. Okay, you've also seen this headline. Washington now has the third highest gas prices in the country, behind only California and Hawaii. AAA saying that the statewide average is now about $5.16 a gallon. That's up more than 18 cents from a month ago, about $1.09 above the national average. In the Seattle area, drivers are paying even more, about $5.35 a gallon. And there is a big difference, though, depending on where you fill up. San Juan County, of course, averages nearly $6 a gallon, but while at the same time, Asotin County is closer to $4.60. That's in southeastern part of the state.
Yeah, these prices suck. These gas prices suck. I ain't making this political. I'm just telling you right now. And I was thinking about this topic this morning. I said, how am I going to talk about it a different way? I'm going to talk about it like this. Truth be told, this does not, the gas prices, I don't even think 1 minute when I go to the gas pump.
Oh, I do. Go ahead.
Okay, let me just say this. I don't think for a minute when it comes to the gas pump for me. As a matter of fact, I don't say things like, you know what, I don't know if we can go downtown because I got to figure out my gas, right? I do not make life decisions when I'm at the gas pump. But I did at one time make life decisions at the gas pump. So I'm going to say this. This high gas tax for the CCA sucks. All this gas tax, 25% nationally on the national level, is up 25%. This war that we're in right now with Iran, 250 days, sucks. All of it sucks. A lot of the families right there that are struggling right now. There are families right now where an extra $15 to $20 every single time matters. There's going to be kids that can't play sports. There's kids that can't do activities. Why? Because gas prices got up. Grocery prices have gone up. So I'm going to say this, simple point blank, it ain't political. These gas prices suck, period, point blank.
I don't even need to add. Yeah, G, keep it up. Okay, let's talk about the Seahawks. They're taking a chance now on former first-round cornerback Terrion Arnold.
Yes.
The Seattle Times is reporting that the Hawks have agreed to a one-year deal with him after what Coach Mike McDonald called a great tryout. He was the 24th overall pick in the 2024 draft, but Detroit released him in June after he was charged with 8 felonies tied to an alleged kidnapping and robbery plot in Florida. I don't have a ton of details on this, and maybe you can fill in, but prosecutors are accusing him of helping orchestrate the beating, kidnapping, and armed robbery of 3 men that he wrongly believed had stolen from him. He has pleaded not guilty, and he is currently free on a $1 million bond, and he can play, but the NFL could still place him on the commissioner's exempt list.
Yeah, he will be. Yep.
Okay, so yeah,
you want to give your thoughts first, or you want me to go first?
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this bothers me.
Okay.
It feels like the quest to be a winner is more important than anything else. And while I understand that the Seahawks think this is an opportunity, since he doesn't cost that much, right? Mm-hmm. I think that it's a risk to take on something like this, where he's got some pending, very serious charges. And I mean, is he that good? Is it all about winning? Mm-hmm. Those are the questions that I have.
Fair. Let me start off this because, I got to make sure I get it the right way.
You're in a difficult position.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go here. Here we go. When it comes to the Seahawks, I trust John Schneider. John Schneider is the same GM that's been here for 16 years. He's the same GM that has brought this team Super Bowls, and he has really made most of us in this city, most 12s, very proud of this team. He's been doing this a long time, Ursula. He has access to information that I don't have, we don't have. He can talk to the player's families, the representatives, investigators, people around this entire situation. So if John Schneider and the Seahawks are comfortable with moving forward, bringing them in, if they like it, I love it. I'm in. But here's what I'm wrestling with. Here's the part where, Ursula, I kind of said to you this morning, I said, there's something I want to talk about. I want to talk about how life constantly reminds us that everybody doesn't get treated the same.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the rules aren't necessarily different, but people's willingness to make an exception can be. Let's be real, y'all. Value, talent matter more than we want to accept and admit. What you can do for others matters. Let me say that again. What you can do for others matters. That's everyday life. That goes for family, friends, corporate America, not just football. But sometimes a person's situation gets labeled a deal breaker, while somebody else's gets met with, well, let's see.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
So here's the part worth discussing, and you guys can have it from here. I think Terrion Arnold deserves an opportunity. Maybe the lesson isn't, why did the Seahawks sign him? Why did they give him a chance? The lesson is, are we willing to give the same patience, due process, and grace to somebody who can't help us win? Win as a friend, win as a family member, win as a football team. That's the question.
And I think it's a great question, and I think the answer is no. I think the answer is no. And so I guess my question again is this the right thing? Is this the right move? I mean, I understand it. I understand the idea of, hey, maybe he can help us out and he doesn't cost that much. Mm-hmm. Maybe he doesn't get convicted. and I guess that would be the gamble. But I guess my question is, why now? Text us. Muckleshoot Casino owners are at text line.
But would you agree that in life, in real life,
for sure,
people will be friends with this person because they got money? Or they'll be friends with this person because they have a status.
Or they're well known. Yes.
Or in a regular job, corporate America will allow this employee to do whatever the hell he wants.
Because he brings in the money.
He brings in the money. But this other, this person made a mistake just like this one, but he didn't get the same grace.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Ursula. Kalshi and them, they tripping. They tripping.
Well, because who else is tripping?
Who?
Too many members of Gen Z.
They tripping?
Yeah, like what up with the moving your money from stocks to sports betting?
Wow. Talk about that next. Gee Ursula.
Fire up the lights. Lace up the pads.
All you got to do is throw the pads on and you can tell who want to do it, who don't.
The defending champs are playing football at Lumen Field.
We get to play football today. That's fun. Football, baby! All teed up.
It's the preseason opener. Seahawks, Cowboys. Tomorrow, kickoff at 5, pregame at 3.
Get your mind and your body ready to hit. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Listen wherever you are for free on the KIRO Newsradio app.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hi, I'm Terry from Sky Nursery, and our summer event season is here. We have something exciting planned for you every weekend all summer long. See thousands of beautiful flowers at the 50th Anniversary Dahlia Show. Enjoy a 2-day Ikebana exhibition on Japanese floral arranging. Join workshops on mosaics, bonsai, and even carnivorous plant terrariums. As a family-owned garden center, Sky Nursery loves partnering with local artists and makers to celebrate a vibrant creative community. See our summer schedule at skynursery.com.
You know that feeling on a Friday night after a long week and all you want to do is just get away from everything? What if you didn't have to go anywhere? John Curley here. Seattle Hot Tub Company carries hot tubs, swim spas, and cold plunges for every lifestyle. A hot tub for those quiet evenings under the stars, swim spa for the morning workout, and cold plunge for recovery. All American-made products, different sizes, different features, different price points. Always clearly marked. There's no games and no high-pressure sales. Find them online at seattlehottub.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Summer calls for road travel across our region. Have you noticed more vehicles on our highways and local roads? Obviously, traffic in the city is going to be crowded, especially with the Ship Canal Bridge construction. But there have been a ton more people heading north on I-5 and east on I-90 for weekends and holidays than again on Sundays coming home. More people on the roads means more accidents. And if you're not careful, you'll find yourself on the shoulder exchanging information. If you're one of the unlucky ones or know a friend or family member, reverse your fortune by having Harold Carr Law Offices deal with insurance. While you're resting, receiving physical therapy, and taking time off work, Harold Carr Law Offices will negotiate with insurance on your behalf while compiling necessary paperwork and getting you the best recovery possible. 7 locations across Western Washington and a track record of success for their clients. Carr is spelled with 2 R's. C-A-R-R. CarLaw.com. C-A-R-R. Car accident? Call Carr.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, CM Heating has one of the best offers I've heard this summer. Right now, you can get any size high-efficiency AC system for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront costs. And here's the game changer. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program includes lifetime repairs, annual maintenance, and even filters at no additional charge ever. Go to cmheating.com and schedule your free estimate online today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW. If you haven't been to the Earthwise Salvage Lumber Warehouse in Soto yet, this is the week. Fresh shipments land every day. Beams, flooring, shelves, live edge slabs, and so much more. One-of-a-kind pieces you can't find anywhere else. Contractors, designers, DIYers, no time to lumber around. Inventory changes daily. This stuff is rare, it's real, and once it's gone for good. So get here first. Earthwise Salvage Lumber Warehouse. Open in Soto. Go to ewsalvage.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. In a case that's captivated America, Luigi Mangione pleaded guilty today to 2 federal stalking charges. Prosecutors say he tracked down and fatally shot United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on a Manhattan sidewalk in 2024. ABC News chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is outside the federal courthouse in Manhattan.
Gut-wrenching for Brian Thompson's family. They have never been to court until today. His widow Paulette seen weeping as Mangione entered and the hearing began, and then to hear him admit after all of this time that he shot her husband, it was too much, and she was consoled by other members of her family.
There is a second state case for murder that's about to start jury selection. We're learning about a second arsonist arrested in Spokane this week. This is for a fire that investigators say was set in a grassy area on the north side of the city yesterday morning. It threatened homes and businesses before neighbors rushed in with garden hoses to put it out. That same day, a man was arrested for setting a fire in a grassy area on August 8th. That ballooned to the size of a football field before being knocked down. And, of course, the destructive Old Trails fire was also believed to be arson, and a man in his 30s has been charged with that over the last few weeks. I-5 was shut down completely for about half an hour south of Everett this morning. Turns out it was because of someone climbing on the 128th Street Southwest overpass. Sheriff's deputies say they were not in crisis. They were doing it for fun, wouldn't cooperate, and were arrested. They're going all the way.
A huge shout out to Soundview Little League. The Pierce County team is going to the Little League World Series. They're going to be playing that in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. They beat out West Valley Little League out of Idaho last night to advance. These All-Stars are from Browns Point, Tacoma, Fir Crest, and University Place. Soundview is playing Phoenix in the tournament opener on August 19th, and it's going to be televised on ESPN.
That's KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun. And now we're going to check your traffic, and we're doing a lot better in some places. And, of course, we've got those issues on the east side. It looks like westbound Highway 18 is moving now west of the Tiger Mountain Summit. Eastbound, one lane is open. This is a long-term issue, motorcycle versus semi-collision. We're going to get some updates from the State Patrol in the next newscast. In Maple Valley, northbound Highway 169 remains blocked at Cedar Grove Road near Maple Valley because of a collision. It looks like a truck knocked out some power lines. Everywhere else, we are looking better. Friday Light, Federal Way to Seattle on I-5, 24 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 17 minutes on 405. Linwood to Bellevue, 27 minutes on I-5 southbound, and Linwood to Seattle, or on 405 southbound rather. Linwood to Seattle, 32 minutes on I-5 southbound. And your weather forecast. looking pretty good as well. 80 degrees. It's going to be cloudy this morning, but hazy in the afternoon. Tomorrow, 80, same deal, and about the same for Sunday. We're seeing clouds moving in at the beginning of the week, but no rain in the long-term forecast. It's 60 degrees in downtown Seattle right now. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is 9:34. You're listening to the Gee and Ursula Show, and coming up at 9:47, it is Flex Fridays, and it is also Fresh Friday. So we are going to be talking about a couple of things, including something that I realized about myself as I was working out last night. And you're going to have to help me out, G. Okay, but right now let's talk about this new thing that we're seeing regarding Gen Z investors. More than half of Gen Z investors say they have taken money that they intended to invest and they've put that money into sports betting instead. What could possibly go wrong? And for a surprising number of these folks, this isn't entertainment. It is part of their financial plan. Bloomberg is reporting that there's this new survey that found 26% of Gen Z investors consider sports betting a deliberate, ongoing part of their long-term wealth strategy, and compare that with 14% of millennials, 6% of Gen X, and just 1% of baby boomers. But there was one 32-year-old who told Bloomberg that he approaches gambling the way he approaches investing. He researches his bets, he limits how much he wagers, and he believes he's smarter about it than the average gambler. And he claims that he's made about $2,500 this year. But putting it simply, the CEO of this company that did this survey says, when a sports book starts feeling like a retirement strategy, something has gone sideways.
Yeah. You guys know how I feel about sports gambling, Kalshi, and all this stuff. But, Ursula, the setup for our younger generation is so bad.
It is.
The fact that they allowed and let Robinhood is a platform where you, by the way, popular with Robinhood. I love Robinhood. I did love Robinhood until they allowed you to buy stocks in the same place that they also allow you to make and gamble in prediction markets, like to do it at the same time. So here you got your Roth IRAs, you got your IRAs that's hanging out right there, Ursula. You've got your stock portfolio, and then at the bottom of the page, you have an opportunity for prediction markets. And the thing that sucks is TikTok and Instagram. You got people that get on there and say, "Hey, look, everybody, I turned this $50 into $5,000," right? And so you got everybody and all of us, and I've been guilty of this. We want the right now, right?
Quick get-rich scheme.
It's boring to say, "Oh, gee, so you just put $50 on that stock and
let it grow,
and in 6 months it's only worth $58. Duh, joke's on you, right?" And by the way, I'm gonna tell you, because I know we got some youngsters that listen. Truthfully, if it's fast, it's no good. If it's slow and boring, that's what you want.
Well, if it's fast, it can also go away fast. Mm-hmm. And that is the thing about gambling. Mm-hmm. The house always has the edge.
Yep.
When someone tells me, I made $2,500 this year, I don't believe it. Like, what went in? Or if you made $2,500, that's not going to be something that is sustainable. Again, over time, chances are you're going to lose. And you have to be, if you're going to bet it, you're going to have to be willing to lose it.
And you know what happens, Ursula? I don't know if you guys have gotten met with this, but I've gotten met with, well, if you're in the stock market, that's still gambling, right? You're essentially gambling on that, which technically you're right. It is technically a gamble. You're putting you believe that this company, this program or whatever is going to be worth X amount. I'm going to invest in this and it's going to be good. But the problem is that of the two, one has a track record, right? The Dow, the S&P 500 literally has a track record. I don't have to do it for you. Don't take my opinion. Go look it up for yourself. Now go and look up the track record for Kalshi. Go ahead. Go look that up. How long's Kalshi been around? So that's the problem that I have with all of this. And by the way, I'm not even blaming Gen Z and 50% of them. It's not their fault. Sometimes you got to protect them from themselves. It's like the opioid epidemic. It's like a lot of the epidemics that we have had.
Yeah, it speaks to a couple of things. One is they're looking for that get rich quickly scheme, and I would just argue that it's probably a get poor quickly scheme. There is no compounding when it comes to you get paid out your sports bet and that's it, right?
Yeah.
When you're talking about the investments in stock or whatever it is, I mean, like even in a 401k, I mean, it's broken down in a way that you can kind of be more safe about it than, risky. It depends on where you are in your life and what kind of risk you're willing to take. But none of that is available when it comes to sports betting. You mentioned Kalshi. Kalshi has now been ordered to shut down most of its operations here by September 2nd or face penalties of $120,000 a day.
And I like what you said. You said, well, I don't like what you said. You said most. Not all.
No.
Most.
Yes.
That means there's a little bit of stuff right there. It's like, hey, I got roaches. Okay, I'm going to come and I'm going to get rid of most of your roaches. No, player.
Yeah.
I need you to get rid of all these roaches, not most. Because the little that's left is going to do some damage.
Yes.
Hey.
And there are going to be ways to find loopholes in all of this. Yeah.
By the way, for those of us in our audience who aren't quite familiar with Kalshi, I just wanted to give you a little sound from Nick Brown, the Attorney General, who joined us a few weeks ago and told us a little bit more about their operations.
What Kalshi does is not just sports gambling. On Kalshi, you can bet on the number of measles cases that will be, the number of hospitalizations. You can currently bet on Kalshi about the extent of wildfire damage. You can bet on the length of the president's press conference. We saw the president of the United States, his camera person, the teleprompter person, was placing bets on the length of the speeches, the content of the speeches. It is so fraught with corruption on a daily basis. And there are people in the White House who are connected to these businesses.
You know what's weird? I mean, and thank you for that soundbite. We talk about the drug epidemic. We talk about a lot of epidemics. Yeah. We have not talked about this country's gambling epidemic.
Yeah.
Except for on the show.
This is maybe we can bring this up later on today. And I just want to tell you, I kind of mentioned it to you the other day when I was leaving, and I actually been thinking about it a lot. And yeah, while I sit here and harp on people with this gambling addiction and sports addiction, I'm kind of a hypocrite. And what I mean by being a hypocrite, because, in this world, I would say that there's three things that that really drives us. Number one, our health, right? That drives us. Number two is love. That drives us. Number three is money. That drives us. And you know what I learned? And you know what I feel like about all three? Because of this rat race we live in, health, never satisfied. Like I've never seen anybody look at themselves in the mirror or look at their blood pressure numbers and be like, yes, I am right where I need to be. Nobody does that. I've never seen anybody, and just when it comes to love, like you get your love, but you're upset because that one friend group didn't invite you to a barbecue. Like we're never satisfied on love. And then when it comes to money, I said something to you and we were getting ready to leave, and I'm a problem. I'm a problem because I have figured out that there's literally no amount of money that makes you happy. And so while I sit here and talk about Gen Z and their gambling, look, they just try to get some money. And they try to get more money. And then more money.
Well, I mean, this is the generation that's having a harder time, buying a house.
And then
it's going to be even harder.
And if they buy a house, guess what? They want two. They want four. I don't know. I myself, I got to get better. I get it. I really do. All right, good stuff. Coming up here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Flex Fridays. I got to say that word the right way. And then also, more than half of the workers would take a pay cut for job security. Would you do it? Next, Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio is honored to bring home one of the nation's top awards in our industry, the prestigious National Edward R. Murrow Award for breaking news coverage. One award is the result of our team's hard work every single day, and none of it would be possible without you. You trust us with important information every time you choose us. Whether you listen over the air, on the KIRO News Radio app, or you watch us on YouTube, thank you.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey, I want to introduce you guys to a brand new sponsor to the show. I'm very excited to welcome Phil Mitchell from Sunset Auto Family. Welcome to the show, Phil.
Hey, thanks, Jake. Nice to be here.
It's so great to have you here. I want to jump right into something that you guys offer that is such a benefit to anybody out there looking for a vehicle. You guys have 48-hour used vehicle exchange. Tell me a little bit about how that works.
Well, basically, we want to take the fear out of buying a pre-owned vehicle. So we give you 48 hours. You take the car home, you decide if you like it. And if you like it, you keep it. If you don't, you bring it back, and we try to find you something you do like.
All right, so let's say a scenario. I see something I love. I'm worried that it's not going to be there next time, so I jump on it real fast, and then I get it home to my garage, and it doesn't fit. I can bring it back?
You can bring it back, and we'll find you something that does fit. It just takes all the fear out of it. There's no more guilty feelings. You don't have to be stuck with it for 5 years or 10 years. You bring it back, we find you something that works.
Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
On BritBox, your next hidden gem is right around the corner.
If you're going to be bold, here is the place to do it.
Get ready for Britain's most anticipated series, streaming exclusively on BritBox. Catch new seasons of favourites, including Ludwig, starring David Mitchell.
You want someone to get murdered?
And the eagerly awaited new adaptation of Agatha Christie's iconic detective duo, Tommy and Tuppence.
Do you think we're actually really good at this?
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Guys, if you have low energy or reduced drive, it could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, start with a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. We do have a guest at 10 o'clock, General Barry McCaffrey. He's going to come on, and he's going to weigh in on the conditions aboard the USS Lincoln. So that's going to be talked about. As you all know, they've been out there for 250 plus days. He joins us at 10 o'clock. But right now, you know what day it is. It is Flex Fridays. And on Flex Fridays, it's really important that we talk about it. Here we go.
I was excited. I woke up this morning and I said to myself,
loving you is the most important thing in the world.
It is Flex Fridays right here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Ursula, go ahead and check in with us and tell us what's happening on Flex Fridays. And by the way, you all texted in. Somebody just texted in and said they've been working out all week. Good for you.
I know, which is so awesome. Now, I haven't been working out all week, but I did work out twice this week, which I said I was going to do more than the 1 week, one time a week that my doctor said I needed to promise. So I did go twice, and I also went to the pool. Now, I got to ask you something, though, because I'm going to sound like I'm calling myself old, and I don't think of myself as old, but my knees are feeling old.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if me getting a trainer, because that's what I plan to do this fall, getting a trainer to work with him, I'm kind of scared that my knees may need some help.
Okay.
So I don't know. What do you do?
You don't need a trainer.
I don't need a trainer.
No.
I just feel like I'm a little bit clueless with the weights.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what you can do to get started. Make it a goal. Air squats. Simple air squats. And that's just hands in the air, out there, and you bend down, air squats.
Like you just don't care.
Yep. And air squats, and have your butt get to the point where it's like it's on the toilet, and then squat back up. And so
that's easy for a lot of people, and it's not so easy for some.
Okay, but so you do reps of X amount.
Yeah.
So let's just say, okay, I'm gonna do 4 sets of 10, right? And you're doing that. As we get older, working out our legs is probably the most important part of the body, right? So that is
kind of finding that out.
So those out there, and the reason why I started off with air squats, because I don't want people to think they have to go in there and get in the gym and then put on big old 225 pounds and do some back squats and then go over and do some hack squats and everything. So you start with air squats, and then after that you might start with some 5-pound dumbbells, and you're doing those same air squats that you were doing. Now you got the 5-pound dumbbells, and then you're like, oh gee, this is getting too easy. Good. So if it's getting too easy, you can continue to just do that. A lot of times we just don't even do that. Just a simple air squat or a simple get down on our knees
floor, yes,
and just getting right back up. Just simple.
Yeah. He's doing it right now. Okay. Yeah, you did that with ease. I don't know that I'm going to try that at the moment.
By the way, I work out every single day.
Yeah.
And I felt that.
Right? That's what I mean.
But I just, it's not a lot of things you have to do. You just got to do something.
Yes.
And so, anyway,
I'm trying,
air squats.
So thanks to you and what we're doing, I'm trying to be as accountable as possible. So I'm trying to do what I can. And I told you guys this morning, I need to step it up even more.
And then also on the treadmill, if it's your gym, they have a treadmill.
Yes. Oh, that I did. Mark and I were side by side on the treadmill yesterday.
You don't have. I don't run on a treadmill anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's bad for hips and joints.
3.5.
Oh, you do speed 3.5?
Yeah.
That's good.
Is that good? Okay.
That's good. Now, do you do a little incline?
A little. Okay. Not a ton. I'm.
Well, gradually go up.
Yes.
That's it. I'm just telling you, like, just little things just to just kind of
tweak
it.
That's great.
I think sometimes people get so intimidated. They think, I got to do legs. I got to look on Instagram and see what I saw. Nah, some of them folks been doing it a long time.
We did send some pictures. We'll post because you'll see. I did take a picture of me doing the leg press.
Also,
I was over 100 pounds, and I'm thinking, is that pushing it?
Also, if you do legs, just so y'all know, of all the body parts, doing legs, you burn the most amount of calories.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell us. I mean, you're daily still.
Oh, yeah. It's for me, it has become like, it's like brushing my teeth now. Like, it is a necessity. It is good for my mind. I feel like, you guys, it's subjective, but I feel better about doing a show and coming to work when I work out. Right, I think that it makes it so much better. I think that because of my work schedule, it helps me be that. By the way, I think I just work out so I can work.
I love it.
I work out so I can work, so I'm not exhausted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
good point, too.
That's what it's all about. I mean, and then plus my food. By the way, full transparency, I had charcuterie board last night.
Yeah.
And I ate a whole
Where
bunch of
were
cheese.
you? I don't think you've
crackers.
explained. Where were you?
Oh, yesterday for the show, I hosted Seahawks training camp. It was their last day. I went out there. That was fun.
Yeah.
It was really cool. They were honoring kids. Shout out to the kids that were there. Shout out to the parents, because if it wasn't for the parents, the kids wouldn't have got there. So shout out to the parents that brought the kids. And then later on, we went to dinner and everything. But before dinner, we went to some friend's house. We're out there in Bellevue and had a charcuterie board. And I don't know what it is about cheese and crackers, but I can't stop. Like, that is my... And I just got to the point, I just realized something. I can't do that no more.
Well, were you thinking, okay, this is 2 hours on the treadmill?
It's not even just that. Like, right now, I still feel it.
Oh.
I still feel the cheese.
Well, text us, Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line. Here's your chance to hold yourself accountable. What have you been doing? We've had people tell us what they've been up to. You can also share on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page. Give us some pictures. Love it. But the number is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Kara, the cleaning lady, said YouTube is your BFF. It really is. YouTube is really good. If you want to go loosen some legs, it'd be really cool. All right, Ursula, we got a guest coming on the show. General Barry McCaffrey. Always love it when he comes on the show. He's going to weigh in on the conditions aboard the USS Lincoln. We'll talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
Dr. Mark Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures, including mine, at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. And we've interviewed over 100 of Dr. Wagner's patients, and we hear the same things. It changed my life. I'm back to doing the activities I love without pain. It really works. It's remarkable.
We love helping people get back to living life to the fullest and doing the things they enjoy most.
They also must really enjoy not having the pain and recovery time with surgery.
Stem cell therapy is a 60-minute, non-surgical, minimally invasive procedure to eliminate pain, regenerate cartilage, treat tendon and ligament tears, osteoarthritis, and chronic tendonitis.
And you only use the patient's own stem cells.
That's right, their body's own stem cells.
So whether it's a hip like me, an elbow, shoulder, or knee.
Don't forget ankles, wrists, and thumbs.
Yep, those patients too. Before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD first. Learn more at drmarkwagnermd.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, Seattle, did you know your groceries could be getting more expensive? Seattle City Hall is considering an ordinance that could put grocery rewards and coupons on the chopping block. The mayor's proposed fair pricing ordinance could have the exact opposite outcome and make everyday living more expensive. Protect Seattle Savings is a coalition dedicated to defending the everyday savings that Seattle families rely on. Visit protectseattlesavings.com to learn more and join the cause. This message is supported by Safeway.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Brian Clark. Luigi Mangione pleaded guilty to 2 federal charges admitting to killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in 2014. ABC's Eric Katursky was in federal court in New York.
He said that he stalked Brian Thompson after learning there would be an investor conference for United Healthcare. He didn't know the exact location. He said he emailed United Healthcare posing as an investor with $50 million in capital so that he could learn it would be at a hotel in Midtown Manhattan. And from there, it's Mangione seen on video shooting Brian Thompson in the back.
He'll be sentenced in December, but still faces state murder charges. That trial's due to begin next month, but defense lawyer Karen Freeman-Anifilo says those charges should be dismissed.
It was a single tragic event, yet he's being prosecuted twice for the same conduct.
This is ABC News. A few days after students went back to school in Santa Fe, New Mexico, 2 schools were placed on lockdown because of a bear sighting.
A devastating drought across New Mexico and wildfires raging beyond the city limits have driven wildlife into population centers.
Over the last several days, we've had at least 4 to 5 reports involving bear activity.
Santa Fe Deputy Police Chief Lawrence Barnett says a bear was spotted Thursday near a pair of schools.
Both schools were placed in the shelter-in-place.
The bear was later shot with a tranquilizer, loaded onto a truck, and relocated outside of town. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Construction workers in Belgium discovered gold in a basement worth up to $10 million. The gold was found in a chest comprised of bars and coins. Oscar-winning actor Morgan Freeman may get a chance to add Grammy winner to his resume. He's out with a blues album today called Morgan Freeman's Symphonic Blues Experience. He doesn't play on the album, but he's a narrator and producer. I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
One of the suspects in the Seattle police undercover officer shooting was in court yesterday. We'll tell you more about that. But first, KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. And we have now cleared the long-term collision on eastbound Highway 18 just west of the Tiger Mountain Summit. So that means all lanes are open there. That was a serious collision involving a semi and a motorcycle. So that's all good. And the driver and the passenger have been taken to Harborview Medical Center. We're going to check on them, but they have non-life-threatening injuries, I'm told. In Maple Valley on Highway 169 at Cedar Grove Road, the traffic is being diverted onto Cedar Grove Road in the northbound direction because of a collision there. A truck knocked out some power lines. So those are our 2 big issues. Had serious impacts locally where they were, but not around the area. Everywhere else, we are pretty Friday light. Linwood to Bellevue, just 25 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, about the same. Federal Way to Seattle on I-5 northbound, 26 minutes. This report brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Don't miss Fireworks Night all summer, presented by T-Mobile. The next show is August 21st as the Mariners take on the Cubs. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. A judge yesterday set bail at $1 million for a man accused of opening fire on undercover Seattle police officers from a stolen car last Wednesday night.
The 26-year-old man faces charges of attempted murder, unlawful possession of a firearm, and drive-by shooting. King County prosecutors asked for and were granted high bail to make sure he remains behind bars until charges, if any, are filed. Here's Casey McNerney with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
Prosecutors anticipate getting a case referral by Monday for a charging decision.
A 17-year-old also appeared in court. He's being held in secure detention on separate robbery charges. A third suspect, a 20-year-old man, is still being treated at Harborview Medical Center. The prosecutor's office says the suspects do not appear to have had any connection to the deadly Bite of Seattle shooting. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A sad update to a story about a 19-year-old who went missing in Lake Washington during Seafair. His body was recovered from 150 feet down in the water. The Mercer Island Police Department says they used cell phone data from the victim's phone to narrow down that search. And a state house candidate has now been charged with DUI. This is a story we brought you yesterday and first reported by Jason Rance on our sister station, Seattle Red 770 AM. Krista Rose Perez is a Democrat who finished ahead of the incumbent in the August 4th primary for the 29th Legislative District in Tacoma. A week after that, court documents that have been newly obtained by KIRO News Radio say she drove her truck into and partially on top of a parked car, then refused field sobriety tests. Repeated requests for comment have not been returned. The Seahawks take on the Cowboys in their first preseason game tomorrow. It's their first matchup since a loss to Dallas back in 2023.
Geno from the shotgun with slots to both sides. Here comes the blitz. Geno looks, stops, throws far side. I think it's picked off. It is on the far side. Bland picks off another one for the Cowboys. It's intended for Tyler Lockett. And Deron Bland picks it off right in front of the Cowboys bench, and that's not what you can afford to do in a game like this.
The pregame show starts at 3 p.m. right here on KIRO News Radio, kickoff at 5 p.m. Now your weather forecast. It's going to be a nice day, 80 degrees, hazy sun throughout the day. About the same tomorrow. Morning clouds giving way to hazy sun later in the day, a high of 80 and high 70s, low 80s for the next week about. It's 60 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Happy Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Grateful that you're hanging out with us. If you know where the sun is, text in and let us know where the sun is. Because I ain't seen it. I ain't seen bro in a minute.
It's supposed to be sunny the next couple of days, so I'm still counting on it. But this is where I start getting that bit of a panicky feeling of, oh no, summer's coming to an end. Yeah. Can you believe we're already on August 14th?
Right.
No.
Right.
No, I haven't had my full summer yet.
Okay. Yeah. No doubt.
Am I alone? Text us. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
What's new at 10?
The war with Iran is putting enormous strain on the U.S. military, and nowhere is that more visible than aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, where sailors have reportedly gone months without a port call. There are stories about horrible morale, terrible living conditions, possible suicide attempts, and at the same time, the Navy is stretching its carrier fleet across multiple global threats, while the Iran war itself shows little sign of a clean ending. So with all of that as the backdrop, we have our next guest, retired four-star General Barry McCaffrey. Good morning, General.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. So when you hear these reports of sailors aboard the Lincoln going 200 days without a port call and everything else that is coming to surface, tell us, what does that do in terms of strain that we're putting on this crew?
Well, look, a huge piece of the U.S. Navy is deployed at sea right now in the Middle East. 20-some-odd warships, 15,000 sailors and Marines. They've been out there a long time. It's difficult and complex work on a Navy warship at sea, even without combat operations. But this deployment, putting a blockade on the Persian Gulf, has clearly generated just tremendous stress on the force. Got to keep it in context, though. The U.S. Navy is an exquisite war-fighting machine. They're stronger than their equipment. There's huge logistics challenges because we've lost the Persian Gulf ports, Bahrain and Kuwait, that supported naval activities. So it's a very tough situation, but the Navy clearly is competent, courageous, and at sea.
General, can you just simply put this in layman's terms? How is our country, a country that spends nearly $1 trillion on Department of Defense every single year, how are we struggling to sustain this war against an economy of Iran's size, which is very small, sir?
Well, I'm not too sure I'd characterize it as struggling. Look, we've run 21,000 attack sorties between the U.S. Navy, Air Force, and the Israelis on Iran. We've destroyed much of their conventional military power. We've compromised their nuclear weapons development. But the Iranians do have a strategic advantage in that they can close the Straits of Hormuz, much of the world's oil, 20% of it coming out through the Straits. And they've also now have a surrogate, the Houthis in the Red Sea, who have started interdicting Saudi oil shipments and potentially the entire output of the Suez Canal. So yes, the U.S. Navy is maintaining the blockade. I see no way. They've been attacked, by the way, more than 100 times by the Iranians. No ships have been hit. Their destroyers, by the way, are under much greater pressure than the carrier battle group, the carrier itself. 300 sailors on a fairly small ship, rough seas. They're the Aegis-equipped missile defense for the carrier battle group. So it's a tough challenge. It's in combat, and I think they're carrying it out very effectively, but it's not going to end the war. We cannot keep the Straits of Hormuz open with the United States Navy.
You are hearing retired four-star General Barry McCaffrey here on the Gee and Ursula Show. You mentioned the number of aircraft carriers. I believe he said 11 that the Navy has right now, and we're shifting another carrier toward the Middle East while trying to still keep control of China and the Pacific. Are we asking too much of this fleet?
Yeah, I think so. And that's been going on for a decade now. That basically, we're about 360 ships. And when you keep the inventory at that level and take into consideration the maintenance challenges, which are enormous, and the carrier battle group operates 24 hours a day, day and night, FA-18s crashing into land at 2 a.m. in rough seas. And we've lost the logical logistic support bases to support this operation. I think the Navy's done a magical job just keeping them out there. But I do think the Navy is overstressed. We need either a bigger Navy or walk away from some of these missions. And of course, part of this is the war against Iran, rather predictably, has gone badly. This was a war of choice by Mr. Trump. He did not think through it. He has no allies supporting him. He didn't go to the American people. They rejected this war, and he has very little congressional support. So we're in a perilous situation.
So far, General, I believe that there have been 18 reported deaths and over 600 wounded. And I know, obviously, trying to keep open the Strait of Hormuz. In your opinion, two things. One, is there a potential that the end game might not be ever what is wanted by this administration? And the end game is obviously to the nukes potential for that to go away and for the Strait of Hormuz to stay open. Is there a potential that the goal might be never reached continuing like this?
Well, I think there's a very sound argument that this has been a strategic disaster for the United States. And to some extent, it was easily foreseeable. I mean, we knew that the Iranians had an ability using drones, ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, naval mine warfare, and fast attack boats to close the strait, or at least enough so that the insurance companies would not stand behind shipping going into the Persian Gulf. I think there's a good argument right now that we'll come out of this with the Iranians in control of the Straits of Hormuz, which was an international waterway. I think it's clear to me that we will not be able to get, at least in the immediate future, any international atomic energy weapons inspectors back on the ground, which is the only way to keep the Iranians from going nuclear. So I think basically we've had a disaster, diplomatic, economic, and military on our hands out of this war.
I'm not a professional like you are, sir, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you an opinion of mine and tell me and see if you agree with it. I believe that ego is the reason why we are continuing to stay at this. And ego is because Obama, when he had a deal with Iran, and there's no way that Donald Trump would want the U.S. to leave until he at least has that same deal or even better.
Well, I wouldn't discount stupidity. Ego may well play a role, but I think Mr. Trump saw this giant nation of Iran with a tremendous armed forces, 600,000 troops in the regular forces, a couple 100,000 in the IRGC, and thought that a surprise attack that decapitated much of their political and military leadership would cause the people to rise up, overthrow the regime, and he'd have a win in a matter of days or weeks. He thought the Venezuelan operation was the model that he would see then be carried out against Iran. But the Iranians fought the Iraqis in a bloody chemical warfare fueled 200,000 killed war for 8 years. I mean, there was just no way that Venezuela was the model for Iran. So don't discount stupidity. I think he did get told by the intelligence units of the United States and the senior military leadership, this is probably a bad option. The Iranians had just killed 40,000 of their own people to suppress the January uprising. So here we are, we're stuck on something he didn't think through and didn't get support from allies, to include the Gulf allies, on which we depend for logistic support of the United States Navy.
This is retired four-star General Barry McCaffrey here on the Gee and Ursula Show. So I want to ask you the question then. I mean, it sounds very bleak, but what would be the actual definition of a victory at this point? Or what could the American people expect to see before President Trump can say this mission has been accomplished? What is the best case scenario?
Well, nobody knows. I mean, in the short run, the Iranians are being choked economically. A lot of their military has been savaged. Most of the people hate them, the Iranian people. They ought to take the 15-point plan that Trump in desperation offered them and have accepted that. But I think we underestimate the degree of hatred that the Iranian leadership, and particularly the IRGC, their Revolutionary Guard, the degree of hatred they have for the United States, for Mr. Trump personally, and for the Israelis. So it appears that they're going to try and muscle through this and create the maximum political and economic damage they can on the United States. They're having an impact on the Gulf Coast states, who are now saying, wow, I think we may have to walk away from supporting America. We're going to have to live with the Iranian Shiite regime across the Gulf.
Right now, General, there's been reports from families, right? Broken toilets, food and supply issues, disrupted mail, sailors getting extremely long stretches without any type of port call. At what point do the living conditions stop being a morale issue and, become more of military readiness? Or I should just ask you, when you hear about this, tell us your thoughts when you hear about these concerns coming out.
Well, look, this is a lot of young people. It's a very demanding mission. It's a dangerous mission, not just from the Iranians, but the carrier operations. Being at sea in a warship is a dangerous challenge. So you've got to have sympathy for it. But look, there's 3,000 paratroopers from the 82nd Airborne Division, somewhere living in the dirt, waiting, probably hoping for a chance to parachute into Kharg Island, knowing the mentality of these warriors. So I wouldn't make too much of it. I was listening to a CNN reporter who's a terrific reporter, but she was interviewing a dad, and they kept talking about his daughter, his child, and all of our children are at risk. Oh my God, these people are sailors. The United States Navy took 62,000 dead in World War II. They will not break in the Iranian Gulf, but it is a challenge, particularly the machinery of keeping those ships at sea.
General, I also want to ask about these reports that are coming out about a potential Iranian threat that forced security officials to use Air Force One as a decoy and move President Trump to another aircraft. How seriously should we take that kind of threat?
Not very seriously. I think it was Israeli manufactured, to be honest. But look, the president is always in danger. Any president. This president had 3 assassination attempts. It had to be taken seriously. But it was interesting, again, to go back to the notion of stupidity as a factor in international action. All Mr. Trump had to do was get on his secret flight and fly to London and then be on TV. And then the Qatari-donated, unprotected Air Force One could have safely left Turkey and joined them in the UK. So it was just, I can't imagine. He left a plane load of reporters, of senior staff, 2 of his cabinet officers, the Secretary of State and Secretary of Treasury, sitting like gumballs on a decoy flight that could, in theory, have been shot down. Not a lot of thinking going on in this White House.
Hey, General, in my lifetime, I've been in situations where I've actually had someone that I thought was a friend actually kind of poison my thoughts and opinion of another friend. And it took a long time for me to realize that. Right now, the United States and Israel, they're friends. Is there a possibility that sometimes Israel is that one toxic friend that gives the U.S. wrong information about Iran?
Well, look, they have survival goals at stake. October 7th, the slaughter of hundreds and hundreds of women and children, gang raped, murdered, abducted, changed Israel forever. They're surrounded by hostile Arab states. They've achieved peace, thankfully, with the Egyptians, the Jordanians, and to some extent the Gulf Coast states. But they're trying to stay alive. The Gaza situation's an absolute nightmare for the people that live there. They're trying to struggle to maintain some kind of deterrence against the Hezbollah to their north in Lebanon. So the Israelis are in trouble. We ought to understand that and take their goals seriously. The United States doesn't have to unilaterally support everything Israel does. But I think that's the wrong take, is to think the Israelis are the bad guys. They're not. They're a democracy, capitalistic state, rights of women, rights for LGBTQ people. They're surrounded by people that want to annihilate them.
Thank you, General. We're grateful that you took the time to come on to the show. Really appreciate you. Is there a question that maybe Ursula and I didn't ask? Is there any concerns that you have going forward, especially about right now the military posturing is going on? Maybe we missed something. Is there any concern that you have going forward?
Yeah, I think we have no national security process anymore. I think we get the President of the United States watching, posting things on Truth Social. He's not taking into play the whole apparatus of intelligence and holistic informed government that normally guides our behavior. So it's just an astonishing situation in which we have no idea what he's going to do next. Our allies don't trust us at all, with good reason.
Well, on that note, General, have a great weekend. We're grateful that you took the time with us. We appreciate you.
Okay, good to be with you.
Man, that was tough. Maybe we've been choosing joy way too much.
Way too much.
Because holy smokes.
I think out of everything we just talked about just now, the very end when he said, our allies just don't trust us. Like, we built all this goodwill all these years. We've gone through world wars, and all this stuff. And you mean to tell me 2026, a general retired says our allies don't trust us? All right. Coming up at 10:47. I'm taking the wheel, but there's this one, and I hope, Chef, you cut that up, because there's something that I just recently saw that I really want to talk about. But up next, a CEO of a $49 billion AI company says it's mind-boggling that people think you can work 38 hours a week and have a work-life balance to be successful. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
Katie Wilson, people still blasting away at her. There's a great, crazy play called The Actor's Nightmare. And the play goes this way. The actor is standing backstage, and all of a sudden, the stage manager goes, "You're on." And he walks into the scene. He didn't show up at any rehearsals, and he's just there, center stage. And the nightmare is, I have no idea what my line is.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
For years, I've been telling you how much we care for our hens and the land here at Wilcox Farms. But don't just take my word for it. Our family's commitment is backed by trusted third-party certifications. Hartley Wilcox here. Wilcox eggs are USDA organic, meaning no synthetic pesticides or GMOs. We're certified humane, ensuring our hens live with dignity and space to roam. We're salmon safe, protecting Northwest waterways, and recognized for sustainable farming practices. These aren't just labels. They're proof that every one of our eggs comes from a farm that values animal welfare, environmental stewardship, and your family's health. So next time you're at the store, look for Wilcox Family Farms eggs. They're not only delicious, they're certifiably humane and organic, raised with care you can trust. Learn more at wilcoxfamilyfarms.com, because doing the right thing isn't just our promise, it's our principle. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Are you in pain? Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hi, everybody. It's John Curley. Before you make that decision, I recommend you see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. I did, and it's been a game changer. My doctor took a look at my x-rays and said, well, looks like you need a whole new hip. And then he said, wait, how old are you? And I told him, and then he said, well, wait, you're too young for a hip. You're just going to have to, live with the pain. We'll see in 3 years. It was horrible. Dr. Wagner is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back doing what they enjoy doing without pain and without surgery. So whether it's a hip like I had or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
On BritBox, your next hidden gem is right around the corner.
If you're going to be bold, here is the place to do it.
Get ready for Britain's most anticipated series, streaming exclusively on BritBox. Catch new seasons of favourites, including Ludwig, starring David Mitchell.
You want someone to get murdered?
And the eagerly awaited new adaptation of Agatha Christie's iconic detective duo, Tommy and Tuppence.
Do you think we're actually really good at this?
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hi, I'm Terry from Sky Nursery, and our summer event season is here. We have something exciting planned for you every weekend all summer long. See thousands of beautiful flowers at the 50th Anniversary Dahlia Show. Enjoy a 2-day Ikebana exhibition on Japanese floral arranging. Join workshops on mosaics, bonsai, and even carnivorous plant terrariums. As a family-owned garden center, Sky Nursery loves partnering with local artists and makers to celebrate a vibrant creative community. See our summer schedule at skynursery.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. Pierce County deputies say a 5-year-old girl was found dead in the yard of a Graham home yesterday after her grandmother reported her missing from that home. A large aggressive dog blocked deputies from reaching the girl and unfortunately was shot on the scene. Here's Pierce County Detective Josh Mills.
She had wounds consistent with an animal attack, and the investigation that follows and trying to figure out which animal it was that killed her, if it was an animal.
Detective Mills says the medical examiner will determine the official cause of death and whether that dog or another animal killed the girl. Luigi Mangione pleaded guilty today to 2 federal stalking charges. Prosecutors say he tracked down and fatally shot United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on a Manhattan sidewalk in 2024. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch.
To those who idolize Luigi Mangione, I say this: violence is not a cause, murder is not a message, and a killer is certainly not a hero.
There's a separate local case for murder going to trial later this year. The USS Abraham Lincoln will be relieved after 9 months at sea. ABC's Luis Martinez says this comes after a national outcry and concerns over the well-being of service members.
We are told that there are 5 chaplains aboard, that there are 3 behavioral tech mental health analysts aboard, 1 psychologist. There's even a therapy dog by the name of Captain Fathom, who is available to any service member, any of the sailors aboard the carrier right now.
In the aftermath of devastating fires in Spokane, the congressman representing that area wants to ban prediction markets from taking wagers on them. Investigators say the destructive Old Trails fire in Spokane was arson, but there's no evidence it was related to those prediction markets. Now we're going to check your traffic. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, and we're doing fantastic everywhere you want to go pretty much, except a little slowing getting in and out of Seattle on I-5 north and south, and a little delay through the Renton S-curves, but it's only maybe 3 minutes above speed limit. We are dealing with an issue on the Maple Valley Highway near Maple Valley. Northbound Highway 169 is being diverted onto Cedar Grove Road because of a collision. A truck knocked over some power lines, but there's no ETA on reopening, so plan for those delays. This report brought to you by Harborstone Credit Union. Earn up to $30 a month just for using your Harborstone Pacific Northwest Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. we're going to have a really nice day, except for a little bit of haze hanging around. 80 degrees is your high and sunny. Tomorrow, morning clouds give way to afternoon sun and highs of 80 degrees. And just a nice weather all the way through the extended forecast. It's 60 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Fresh Friday to all of you. Question: do we expect too much from our careers? There is an article that got our attention, and it quotes Andrew Feldman, the CEO of Cerebras, which is an AI chip company that is valued at nearly $50 billion. And he says, this is a quote, "It's mind-boggling that people can think they can only work 38 hours a week, maintain that work-life balance, and still create a highly successful career." And his argument is that if you want to be successful in your career, you should not have any sort of hour limitations in terms of how much you're willing to put in the work. And success, in his opinion, does come at a cost.
Sorry.
You want me to stop right
going,
there?
Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
So he is speaking to people who think that they're trying to reach a C-suite type of position or build a company. And he says to attain a high level of success, you are going to have to do a lot more than 38 hours a week. But his attitude may be familiar even to parents who are trying to get kids into college. 54% of U.S. workers say they would take a pay cut in exchange for more job security. That part is according to a new Monster survey. So there are a couple of things there. One, your thoughts on the CEO saying, yeah, you can't think that you're going to have perfect work-life balance if you want to get into a C-suite job.
So right. He's so right. And I am really, if you guys can, you can hear lately what I have been talking about is I'm talking about this rat race that we all live in inside of the United States. And, you know, lately my algorithms are showing me videos of other countries and people and just how, not to say that they don't have their problems, because everybody's got problems, right? That's not where I'm going with this. But I'm just going with, man, like me personally, I really got to do a better job of my appreciation of things. Because there is the thirst never gets quenched, right? Like it doesn't matter how much money you make. Like if you're listening right now, I'll ask you, the amount of money that you're making right now, are you satisfied with that? I would say 9 out of 10 people will text in and say no, and that's crazy, right? Like how do we get how we get a trillionaire, Ursula?
Well, yeah. Well, that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah, but you can't. And when you talk about people, how about even billionaires? You've got a trillionaire in Elon Musk, but even billionaires, the number of billionaires we have in this country, and then juxtaposed with how many people we have not even breaking the federal poverty line.
Right.
And that's the sad part.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a believer of having to cap how much money someone can make, but as you said, is there always this, do you ever get your thirst quenched? I will say that right now I'm in a position, well, of course I would always love to make more money, but I am someone who would take, I mean, not a pay cut, but right now for me, time is more important than money. Give me more vacation time. I don't necessarily want more money. I want more vacation time because I'm getting closer to the point where the years that I'm going to be able to, move freely and just be healthy, I know are more limited right now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does.
But this idea of you can't be successful if you only want to work 38 hours a week. I think a lot of, I would guess a lot of younger generation folks were like, well, then I'm just not going to get into a C-suite because work-life balance is really important to me.
I think that when you hear that person talk, I think that it's really easy to be like, no, that's not true. I think that what that person says, and I want to be clear, in America, and you want to be, and by the way, whatever your definition of success is, but if financial success for someone in their 20s. Like, hey, I live in Seattle. I want to buy a house. Let's just call that right there. I want to live in Seattle and I want to buy a house. Well, median price for a house in Seattle is $900,000+. No, you can't work 38 hours a week and get that house.
Unless you have some brilliant idea or you have something that is bringing in buku bucks, which used to be the case for a lot of young people moving here.
Yeah.
I mean, the things that people were competing with when getting into the housing market were the young, high-tech folks who could come. Yeah, exactly. So it used to be that they would come and pay cash. Not so much anymore.
Nope.
Gee, you know what? I need to admit that I've been wrong about some of this because, you know, I've argued for a modest life, and I still believe in that. And I think it is still possible in some careers, you know, some trades, for example, to, you know, be quite successful and take care of your family, send your kids to school, retire, all that stuff, and not be grinding all the time. And I don't think that, you know, even successful people should have to grind all the time. But what I haven't taken into account in that is the level of comfort that I've had because of living in a stable home with the financial backup plan of parents who are doing okay. You know, like
I want to hug you, Chef.
My parents, I feel like they came from a different world, right? Like my dad worked his butt off. I know he did. And my mom worked hard too. But, you know, college degree, they could come out of school and, you know, they did just fine. You know, I don't take into account when I tell that story, like, oh yeah, dad and mom got help to buy their first home, right? I don't take into account when I talk about this stuff, like, yeah, I can be blasé about that because I am living with my folks, and that's simply not an option. I don't take into account, like, hey, there's been multiple times in my life where, hey, the car broke down, and if I didn't live around my family, like, I wouldn't have a job, and I'd be out on the streets. And so I just don't come from that place of precarity.
Go ahead,
Ursula. Well, the question I have, too, though, just in terms of, because the whole reason we're bringing this up is that he says it's mind-boggling that people think they can work 38 hours a week, maintain work-life balance, and still create a highly successful career. And I guess my question would be, what is a highly successful career? Because that looks, not everybody wants to be in the C-suite.
No, you're right. And Ursula, what Chef just said just now, what he did just now, this is the thing that you guys sometimes like, why is G so mad? The thing that drives me crazy is the amount of people who have a voice and they leave that part out that Chef just admitted. Tell the whole story. The people that I was with yesterday, very, very well off, very successful. I mean, extremely successful. The one thing they admitted and said is that when they was getting their first house and they got their first house and then they were going to sell it, they were going to sell that house, right? And they were going to sell it to go get a better house. And their parents came in and says, no, you stay in that house. We'll give you the down payment for this second house, and that move right there, just the sheer down payment for that second house is the reason, boom!
It changes the trajectory,
it changes the trajectory.
Yeah.
And so the people, these lawmakers and these elected and these folks that demonize people and weaponize their platform, and they try to get on there and say, oh, you just need to work hard. You know, back in my day, I just shut up. You had help.
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, say that. I'm so, in the future, I want you to lay it out on the table. Hey, before I tell you guys and demonize people and tell you to pull yourselves up by your bootstraps, I want to tell you that my mom or my dad paid for my college. Or I got help with the down payment on my home. Say that and then say something else.
Yeah. I don't demonize people who are struggling, and I do want to say, and your point's so well taken, but I want to say just for the record, so you know where I'm coming from, I got help. I got help. We got help with the second house that we bought after we sold our house in Ballard, and our in-laws gave us a little chunk of change to help with the down payment. Absolutely made a humongous difference.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, when people admit that, I think that just helps.
Yes.
The conversation.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All right. Coming up next, bullies. What is your take on bullies? Well, this bully situation, and there was a mama that addressed bullying. Oh my goodness. Wait till you hear it next. Gee and Ursula.
A political announcement.
Seattle City Hall is considering an ordinance that could put grocery discounts, rewards, and coupons at risk. The mayor's proposed fair pricing ordinance could make everyday living more expensive. Protect Seattle Savings is working with the mayor's office to improve the proposal and keep costs down. Visit protectseattlesavings.com to learn more and join the cause.
Paid for by Protect Seattle Savings. Top 5 contributors: Albertson Safeway, Kroger, Instacart, Washington Alliance for Innovation and Independent Work, Chamber of Progress.
Hartley Wilcox here. For over 100 years, my family has been committed to doing what's right. We believe food should be honest and wholesome. At Wilcox Farms, that starts with caring for our hens. They roam healthy pastures and enjoy a diet of organic grains and flaxseed. Why does that matter? Because what hens eat determines the quality of the eggs you eat. Our nature-first approach means vibrant golden yolks, richer flavor, and higher omega-3s for your family's health. When you choose Wilcox, you're not just buying eggs. You're supporting a farm that values animal welfare, sustainability, and community. It's real nutrition, real care, and real value. So next time you're at the egg case, look for Wilcox Family Farms eggs. Taste the difference that starts with what our hens eat. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
John Curley here. A few years back, we inherited a hot tub when we moved into a new house. I didn't know anything about hot tubs, but they left a long note about Seattle Hot Tub Company, how great they are, and how friendly the guy is. He even brings treats for your dog. I couldn't wait for my hot tub to need service. And sure enough, our previous owner of the house was absolutely right. The best. In fact, I even looked them up online and found out they are number one when it comes to customer satisfaction. Seattle Hot Tub, locally owned. They back up everything they sell with excellent service. Seattle Hot Tub, swim spas, cold plunges are American made. They service everything they carry. Even if you didn't buy a hot tub from them, they'll still service it. A hot tub isn't a weekend impulse either. It's something your whole family can enjoy for years. You want a local team when you need them for parts and service or advice. No pop-up tent, no disappearing act, just real people who know what they're doing. Visit SeattleHotTub.com. Go see them in person. You'll feel the difference. That's SeattleHotTub.com.
Tune in to elevate your wealth.
If you're 5 to 10 years from retirement, you do not have the time to deal with a market downturn.
With Mark Stimson and Casey Elkins.
It's important that you know what the rules are, because if you don't, you can make some tremendous decisions that could adversely affect you, and you may not be able to go back and fix them.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, a well-insulated attic can be your home's secret weapon. Upgrading attic insulation is a cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient. It also helps keep your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Better insulation equals better air quality, less moisture, and no mold, improving the air quality you and your family breathe. Call now for $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation, and visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Good morning. It is the Gee Ursula Show. I'm going to take the wheel, and I want to talk about what's going on. I want to talk about bullies. But first, let me hit you with this headline. This is from the AP yesterday. Families are feeling the pinch of higher children's shoe prices as kids head back to school. Do you know how much of an impact stories like this has on kids? We talk about these stories all the time. Just shoes. When I was going to school, it was a big deal. Today is a big deal. I don't know, maybe if you went to school, maybe everything was okay. You could have some dirty shoes and you were okay to do that. Shoes are a huge reason why kids get bullied. So let me play something about how parents can do it right when their kid becomes the bully.
I come from the struggle. So you don't ever pick at nobody. I done told you about that. So what you gonna do since you want to bully him and talk about his shoes, take off them shoes and give him them $300 Jordans I brought. Take them off. I don't take them off and give them to him right now. I'm not playing. Give them to him. Now take off your shoes, baby. Take off your shoes and give them them. Give them now. It don't matter. You don't know what this baby been through. You don't pick at nobody. Give him them shoes. And now you going to wear them tomorrow to school so people can pick at you. You going to wear them tomorrow. You going to wear them. I'm sorry, because I don't raise him like that.
I'm just wear my other ones.
No, you ain't you going to wear them. Get them. Get them right now.
Mama's not messing around.
This is what stood out to me. I know sometimes on our show, Ursula, we hear people like, oh, where are the parents? And the parents, and sometimes I'm guilty. Sometimes they're like, hey, sometimes the parents are there, sometimes they're working, sometimes. But this right here, when I heard this, I had flashbacks. When I heard this, and I heard how that mama was standing down like that, I had flashbacks. And I just started to think, man, my mama didn't play. My mama didn't play no games.
Give me an example.
Just a lesson. Oh, I'm glad you got an example. Right, here we go. There was a kid that I didn't like. And this kid I didn't like. And so I was making fun of him all the time and everything. And so he said some choice words to me. And I had my cousin, I said, take care of him. And he punched him in his face and broke his glasses, right? And so I thought, well, technically, I didn't do it, right? So I didn't do it. I'm going to be fine. Man, my mom was so mad. Not only did she buy those glasses, bought a pair of glasses again, I was on punishment for so long, and I got a worse punishment because she said, you're even in double trouble because you didn't have the courage to do it yourself. You had someone else do it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to bring up, and the reason why this story stood out to me about bullies is this. I think that the bullies that we see on social media, the bullies with platforms, the reason why they're bullies today is because they themselves were bullied. You know what I mean? Like they get on here, they want to bully the trans community. They want to bully marginalized communities. And they want to do all these things. And because I believe the true reasons why they bully people is because themselves were bullied. I can't stand a bully. It bothers me. So hearing this mom take care of this bully, Ursula, it's beautiful.
I remember. So what's so strange is just recently, like 2 days ago, Mark was telling me that he woke up in the middle of the night, which seems to be happening to both of us a lot lately. But he said this time around, he said, I had weird dreams. I mean, not dreams, but thoughts, like flashbacks of what happened when I was in 8th grade. And Mark is in his 60s, and he's talking about what happened in 8th grade dealing with bullies when, his friend group broke up and suddenly the two who were still remaining, who were supposed to be his friends, end up becoming, real jerks and bullies, and how that still has that when he was awoken recently as someone in his 60s, he went back to that time, which was, kind of crazy to me. And then I started thinking about, there was a point when I was bullied when I first moved to the United States from the Philippines. Yeah. And I've shared this story, but in case anyone hasn't heard it, there was a girl named Rhonda who sat in front of me, and I distinctly remember, first of all, she was asking me if I ate monkey meat because I lived in the Philippines. Oh, wow. And she wanted to make sure that everybody, it's like, no. Right. But, kicked me in the shin, crumpled my paper because, we were passing the ditto sheets backwards. Right. And she would just randomly flip me off. I mean, it literally was because I moved here from another country. But you know what was the best thing?
What's that?
I came into my own a couple years later. Did I bully her? Nope. But
that's power.
Exactly.
That's power. Right there. When you get into a situation and you heard what the mom says, well, we didn't play it all, but the mom says in there, we used to be broke. We used to be poor. Yes. And now that we got a couple things, you think you want to look down on people? Take them shoes off, and you're going to wear his shoes now.
I loved it.
And then the little kid says, well, that's okay. I'll wear another pair.
No, you won't.
No, you're not. You're wearing those shoes to school. All right.
Lesson learned.
All right. Coming up here next on the Gee Ursula Show, it's already 11 o'clock. Oh, we got a guest. Guess what we talking about today, y'all? Denny Blaine. Talk to me.
The nudist park.
Talking Denny Blaine in the nudist park is the equivalent of talking Jimothy. I've had enough.
Whales on a Friday.
Well, we got a guest that says at Denny Blaine, all those park goers are going right back at it, causing a problem. Next, Gee Ursula.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
The Black Crowes, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Sunday, August 30th.
If I come on
Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
Summer is for sunshine.
It's a beautiful day out for baseball here at T-Mobile Park.
Summer is for moonshots.
He just absolutely obliterates this! Multi-homer game, Cole Young!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Emerson is racing over, slides up! He makes the catch! Incredible!
So listen for the cheers and follow your ears to T-Mobile Park. Because where else can you travel to on a ferry boat and then eat crab nachos out of a ferry boat?
How sweet it is!
It is the sweetest, Rick. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
Don't miss out on fireworks night this summer at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners are kicking off Players Weekend with the next show on Friday, August 21st against the Cubs, featuring a playlist curated by your favorite guys on the team. Go to mariners.com/fireworks to get your tickets and check out the complete lineup. Presented by T-Mobile.
Hello, sweltering Seattle. John Curley here. Is your home staying cool? Are you losing sleep because it's just too hot? At Home Comfort Alliance, the goal is not to sell you a new system. It's to fix the one that you have. Repair first, replace only if it truly makes sense, saving you time and money. If your system's done, a heat pump gives you both cooling and heating for year-round comfort. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
Nothing worse than clutter. With Closets by Design, everything will finally have its place. 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Closet.byDesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Brian Clark. Luigi Mangione pled guilty to federal charges, admitting that he killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in 2024.
With today's guilty plea, Mr. Mangione has accepted full responsibility for the death of Brian Thompson.
That's defense attorney Karen Friedman-Agnifilo, who moved to dismiss state murder charges against Mangione. That trial set to begin in New York next month. Some of his supporters were in the courtroom Friday, leading New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch to say,
"To those who idolize Luigi Mangione, I say this: violence is not a cause, murder is not a message, and a killer is certainly not a hero."
Mangione will be sentenced on the federal charges in December. U.S. Attorney Jamie McDonald said after the plea,
"There are no accommodations or concessions, and we are free to seek the maximum penalty under the law."
That could be life in prison. This is ABC News. A county court in Washington State put the kibosh on Kalshi.
In Washington State, a King County Superior Court judge ordering the online prediction market Kalshi to stop many of its operations, finding it was basically an illegal gambling operation. In Seattle, folks like Alex Lopez sided with the judge.
I've seen my friends lose a lot of money on stuff they weren't thinking too much about because they thought they were going to make a bunch. It's kind of like crypto, so it's basically gambling just like any of the other ones.
Not gambling, but commodities futures, claims Kalshi, which says it's considering all legal options. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Reddit is the online forum that's home to discussions and communities centering on almost any topic imaginable. Now, Reddit's heading to the S&P 500. Trading will begin on Tuesday, a few weeks after Reddit posted strong second quarter results, which included its highest ever quarterly revenue. Reddit went public in 2024. I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
A big Seattle versus Texas sports weekend. We'll give you all the hype in just a moment. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic. And we still have this issue in Maple Valley. Highway 167 northbound is blocked because of a collision with northbound traffic being diverted onto Cedar Grove Road. No estimated time when lanes will reopen, but it's pretty isolated to that specific area. Very frustrating if you're in Maple Valley. We do have a little bit of slowing on the northbound 405 S curves. Just right there at 167, just a little bit of random slowing. There's nothing really going on there. And then, of course, the merge between I-90 westbound to 405 is always backed up just because it's a tight squeeze in there and people are always heading around. I-5 Seattle, Federal Way to Seattle, 26 minutes. Linwood to Bellevue in the southbound direction on 405 is 30 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, 33 minutes. This report brought to you by Bucky's Complete Auto Care. Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Save $50 on any AC service at Buc-ee's. 16 family-owned locations. No appointment needed. Buc-ee's.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. We're learning more about a tragic case in Graham where deputies responded just after 6 p.m. yesterday to a call about a missing 5-year-old girl who was later found dead. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The girl was reported missing by her grandmother after she couldn't find the girl for more than 10 minutes. It happened at a home near 39th Avenue Southwest and 92nd Avenue East. When deputies arrived, they found the girl down in the yard, but they couldn't get close to her. Pierce County Detective Josh Mills explains.
A large aggressive dog was between them and the child. The dog would not let them to the child. They had to shoot the dog as it was aggressive and they couldn't get to the kid.
Detective Mills says the girl's body had signs of an animal attack. Investigators are now waiting on the medical examiner to confirm which animal was responsible. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A pellet nail was found inside a loaf from Grand Central Bakery. Now, the Seattle Times reports the company has recalled 500 loaves of it in Seattle and Tacoma. The loaves are the Baker potato sourdough bread from a Monday batch. So if you bought any of that, throw it out. A fire at the South Transfer Station in Seattle's South Park neighborhood sent huge amounts of smoke and smells into the air this morning. The burning started in a trash heap and took hours to put out. Fire crews were there for over 9 hours. And it's a Seattle versus Texas sports weekend. The Mariners take on the Astros in Houston with a roster shakeup, sending rookie Colt Emerson back to the minors and bringing up infielder Brock Rodden from the Rainiers. And the Seahawks, of course, first preseason game tomorrow. They last met the Cowboys in November 2023.
Snap is good. Spot. Kick is away. And the kick is good. 1:43 left to play in this one. Aubrey now with his 4th field goal on the night makes it a 41-35 game.
The pregame show starts right here on KIRO News Radio at 3 p.m. Kickoff at 5 p.m. Let's get your weather forecast. Going to stay nice and warm today, high of 79. And hazy sun today, some clouds tomorrow morning, giving way to afternoon sun. It is 60 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. So far, if you've been listening this entire time, what is it that we've talked about today that has really, really got you probably heated? So far, Ursula, it seems like the talk about bullying was a hot one.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But there were a lot of hot ones today. Text us. The Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. A lot of people weighing in on our interview with retired General Barry McCaffrey. A lot of people also talking about what they have been doing in terms of trying to keep up with their exercise routines for Flex Friday. So yeah. I love that as well.
Okay. What you got?
And also high gas prices. But coming up at 11:30, we agree to disagree right now.
Top stories at 11
on the Gee and Ursula Show.
And let's talk about something going on in Tacoma. We often talk about efforts to combat homelessness, and the city council there is soon going to vote on whether to join Pierce County's regional effort to fight this problem. Right. Pierce County's Unified Regional Approach, or URA, is right now negotiating with local governments, and Tacoma will decide on August 25th whether to join. Pierce County Council Chair Janie Hitchen tells KOMO 4 News their playbook won't look anything like another notorious regional effort that we've discussed quite a bit on this show.
So we're taking up a unified regional approach to homelessness, very different than what they've done in King County. And we are not asking people to pool our funds. That's not what we're doing. We're trying to advocate together.
Mm-hmm. And Specifically, unlike the troubled King County Regional Homelessness Authority, the URA would not become a separate agency or control one combined pool of money, and the cities that would be involved, that's another one, would contribute $5,000 to $9,000 to the county for staff and administration while retaining control of their own homeless spending. The URA would also not fund or create more shelters or affordable housing units because, as you know, in King County, that agency has received nearly $534 million in funding since assuming control of homelessness contracts in January of 22, yet we have seen not great results. But here's Tacoma Council member Sarah Rumbaugh.
Really, the goal of it is to actually make sure that anyone who enters homelessness in Pierce County, that there is a response and that it's the same kind of response. So Tacoma is ready to take that next step, and I'm thrilled.
This already just sounds so much more efficient.
Yeah. Well, because you have the people in place that really want to get to the bottom of this. I hope maybe Ryan Mello, the executive of Pierce County, would love for him to come on our show next week and explain. We'd love to get someone from the Pierce County Council to get on here and explain. Let's talk about Tacoma for a second, and it's something that we have talked about with Seattle. Down in Tacoma, they carry a huge part of the burden that happens here in Seattle, right? Mm-hmm. You know, everybody that's
85%.
85%. You guys always, I can't believe Seattle always looks this way, because Seattle carries a lot of the homelessness burden in all of King County. Same thing with Tacoma. So, Ursula, what I love is you have a cohesiveness, people coming together saying, look, y'all, we got Tacoma handling 85%. We need to help. We need to come together, and we need to do this. We need to come together with this regional type approach. So they want to have fewer people sleeping on the streets. They want to have better access to treatment. And if they come together, it's like a Marvel flick. You know what I'm saying? when the superheroes come together.
Yes.
And by the way,
well, and
nobody.
They're not pooling all the money. So basically, they're still controlling, right. Yeah. But it's doing a unified approach without allowing for money to, at least I think, in my opinion, be as easily mismanaged or lost.
And just so we're clear, I would assume, I'm not speaking for Pierce County, but when we say, well, Pierce County will do it better than King County is the absolute floor. It doesn't take much to do it better than what King County has done. As a matter of fact, and until further notice, it's still the floor.
Yes.
But one last thing I just wanted to say about this, and Ursula, going forward, I think on the Gee and Ursula Show, we need to establish together, we got a new rule for how to measure success. Mm-hmm. We don't, whatever about the amount of money you spent, we want to know how many people got off the street, how many people got treatment, how many people got help, and all those things. And by the way, hopefully Pierce County can continue to do that, but all agencies need to do that. Show us the results.
Better auditing and better accounting. Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. Okay, so how many conversations have we had about Seattle's most notorious nude beach?
Nobody's had better interviews than you. Ursula, you was front and center.
Well, we did take a little trip front and center. You're killing
So the conversation has been swinging different ways. You have been there to be there firsthand.
Nobody had better shorts.
You wore your rubber ducky Speedo into that lake.
Yeah.
Yes, and I did some interviews with some very nice, friendly people who, yes, they were nude. Now, just so people know what's going on there, because there are some very upset neighbors. Now, to set the scene, this is a gorgeous neighborhood. This is one of Seattle's wealthiest neighborhoods. The homes and the views are incredible. And after years of going back and forth, a judge finally ruled on the fate of the park last month. And this King County Superior Court Judge, Samuel Chung, rejected efforts by neighbors to shut down all the nudity at Denny Blaine, basically saying that you can still be nude on the lower beach and toplessness is allowed throughout the park. But the judge did find that illegal sexual activity at Denny Blaine had become a nuisance, and he said the city's response had not been adequate. So the judge ordered the city to come up with a park-specific code of conduct and, boost staffing and maintenance and improve signs and landscaping and then create better buffers between the park and neighboring homes. I wanted to give you all that because right now we have a guest who is going to tell us that is not happening. Her name is Lee Keller. She is a spokesperson for the group Denny Blaine for All, and she joins us now on the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, Ursula. Hi, Gee. How are you both?
Good morning.
Good. Okay, so tell us what's happening, because I know that your group has released some video showing that the judge's orders are not being followed.
It's pretty bad. I mean, honestly, it's complete anarchy. You can go down there and see for yourself. It is our firm belief right now that the city is sort of literally thumbing its nose at the court. The court actually did say that the city needed to do something to abate the nuisance that's going on. You can't be nude and have sex on people's docks and trespass and destroy property and rip down the fence that the city put up. It's like it is total full-on criminal activity, and the city is not doing anything about it. Last weekend, the city was aware that there was a gathering that was going to happen. They did nothing. The people came down, they tore down fences, they defaced the park. The city knew about it because the police are the ones that told us it was happening in the first place. And they didn't do anything to prevent it. This is not a sanctioned protest, and nothing happened. So listen, it's not a safe environment, regardless of how lovely a neighborhood it is. Nobody wants to be in a neighborhood in any part of any city where people are running around, trespassing, and having sex on their front yard. Nobody wants to be in a place where trespassing is okay, where property destruction is allowed, where in laws are not being enforced, and trespassing is completely out of control. I mean, it's public masturbation. It's full-on sex right there. And when people complain about it, they're called the agitators. Right. That's even with the court ruling now in their favor, saying that the city needs to do something to abate the nuisance, and they're not doing anything. So,
two questions for you, Lee.
Sure.
One, does sex and/or masturbation happen in any other parks in Seattle?
Well, I don't personally check for that in other parks. I don't know. I can't tell you.
Okay. And if there, let's just say that there is potentially, right? Let's just say it might happen where sex happens in other parks. What would you all think that Seattle police and the city of Seattle is doing for those parks that they're not doing for Denny Blaine?
Well, they should be saying, move along, folks. This is not legal activity. So that's exactly what they should be doing at Denny Blaine. If they're not doing it, they should. I mean, we have somewhat chaos going on in the city. We have a police chief that was recently fired. We have a mayor that, things feel a little out of control. And I'm not the only one saying that, of course. And so, police staffing is down. I don't know what's going on in other parks, but certainly what should happen is that if there are people having open sex and masturbating in public, they should be told to stop. They should be told that is illegal. So I don't, that's what should happen at Denny Blaine.
Look, I 100% agree with you, whether it's Denny Blaine Park or any other park that is out here. Have you at all done any type of research? Like, hey, like for example, I know Denny Blaine Park. Is there any other parks that you guys try to figure out and find out about what's going on at those parks? Have you guys done that yet?
Well, there are other parks in the city of Seattle that were closed for certain reasons, other reasons. And so we know that there is a precedent for shutting down parks and allowing things to be cleaned up or fixed, right? So that was what we were calling for originally, that this park needed to be shut down, not necessarily permanently, but closed so that the situation could be rectified and people could get the situation under control. That hasn't happened there, but we know there's a precedent for that happening in other parks in the city.
You are listening to Lee Keller. She is the spokesperson for Denny Blaine for All, and this is a group that has been fighting what has been happening at the park. And I will tell you, Lee, that some of the video that I've seen is disturbing, and I would be upset if that was happening at a park that was right near my home. And but you describe it as absolute chaos, or I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you basically make it sound like you said anarchy. And we have some folks who are texting in and saying this is not an accurate description of what is actually happening. I want to ask you, I mean, these are homes that are worth millions and millions of dollars. Is it the intention of this group to just shut it down to nudity altogether?
It's the intention of this group to have a park restored to what it should be and what it has been historically, which is a family-friendly park that welcomes everybody. That's all these neighbors have ever been asking for. Listen, Seattle's an expensive place to live, period, no matter where you are, no matter what neighborhood you're in, right? I mean, we all know that. And so they're not asking for special treatment. They're asking for some sort of normal behavior. And the anarchy comes when there are more than 100 people gathered down there, hollering and yelling and drinking and having sex and ripping down, signs and ripping down the fence that the city put up. And that's the anarchy I'm talking about. And there may not be anarchy at, this morning at this particular time, but when you have 100 people or more gathered down there, all sort of thumbing their noses at the city and the neighbors saying, you can't do anything to stop us, that is what feels like anarchy. And despite, home prices, despite the niceness, so to speak, of this neighborhood, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, for any neighborhood, people need to obey the law. It's really pretty simple. Obey the law and act like you're supposed to act and not be sitting around masturbating multiple times on your truck and in your car and on the park. And it's pretty outrageous. And I have seen it with my own eyes. This is not like something we're sort of making up here. It's pretty bad.
And just out of curiosity, because you said the Seattle Police Department was the one that told you that this gathering was going to happen, did they say why they didn't do anything?
No, they didn't. They just were letting us know that the gathering was taking place.
That
was before the fact.
Lee, did you find out?
Yeah.
Because you said that the fence was torn down. Did you find out why they did it? Did they do it on purpose?
Oh, yeah. It's not completely down. It just gets ripped at. People pull on it. They climb on it. They make fun of it. It's just like, hey, we don't need this. This is not. But you know what? What's the funny thing about the fence?
What's that?
When the city put that up, I just thought this was sort of humorous. The city put up a fence that initially gave the masturbators privacy to go down by the water and masturbate. So, here you go. It was supposed to block off an area. Anyway, I can't even figure out what it has done other than given people who are engaging in illicit and illegal activities privacy. Now they have a private place to masturbate in public. And so in this week, this past weekend, people were ripping down the fence and just, hey, we don't need this fence. This doesn't need to be here. So it was it was an act of,
where does that
acting wrong. So.
Where does that opinion come from when you said, because you made the comment, you said the fence doesn't need to be there? Like, was there a police report where they came in, they said, yeah, they admitted that the fence didn't need to be there, or is that just an opinion?
The fence was the city's attempt early on to try and do something about creating a barrier so that the neighbors would not have to see the activity. And so my point is the fence has done nothing. The fence has not worked. The fence isn't even a permanent fence. It's like a chain link fence with some green, material in it. And it's been defaced. It's been destroyed. Parts of it have been ripped down. It's not been respected. And so now, bottom line here is if nobody remembers anything else I'm saying, the one thing that I would like people to remember is that actually the city is supposed to be complying with the law and the court order, and they have literally done nothing. Nothing. So it's pretty sad.
We have a listener named David who has texted in and said that the fence accidentally got torn down by some undesirables. That's not part of our community. He is someone who is part of the community there. And he says, if we do see any mischievous stuff going on, like what you have mentioned repeatedly, he's basically disputing that it happens as much as you have said it does. So I just want you to know that there's another part of the story that people are thinking that it's being over-exaggerated. And again, what you've shown on video looks awful, and I wouldn't want that. And the King County Assessor's Office also said that the property values go down with this park. I think there was an estimate of like $10,000 or something to that effect.
Right. Right, absolutely. And, I appreciate what David, the caller, has said. I do think that there are some bad actors and bad players that have ruined it for everybody, whether these are legal park goers or neighbors or, there have been people that are ruining it for everyone. And so we're not, by any means, we're not saying that everybody who goes down there and behaves legally is causing a problem. Obviously, they're not.
Lee, we got about 20 seconds. One of the questions I always like to ask what year? Because sometimes when they say make things great, I want to say what year? If you and the people that are living that area, because they said that things used to be great, what year was things great at Denny Blaine?
I wish that I should have that year, but I believe, it was like the 1950s. There are people that grew up out down there and had children down there, and people would take their picnics and go there for, an evening swim and a lovely picnic, and that's not happening now. It's not a family-friendly place at all.
I appreciate you, Lee. Thank you for coming on to the show.
Thanks, Gee. Thank you,
right.
Ursula. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Ursula, what I'm not going to do is debate, but I want to tell you that in the 1950s, not everybody was allowed to be in that park. But
this is true.
Yeah. All right, Ursula, I always like doing the show with you. Coming up next, we're going to do Agree to Disagree. Gee and Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
KIRO Newsradio is honored to bring home one of the nation's top awards in our industry, the prestigious National Edward R. Murrow Award for breaking news coverage. One award is the result of our team's hard work every single day, and none of it would be possible without you. You trust us with important information every time you choose us. Whether you listen over the air, on the KIRO Newsradio app, or you watch us on YouTube, thank you. I've been telling you guys, I've never felt safer in any vehicle than I do in this brand new 2026 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid from Carter Subaru. The other day, I was about to move into the left lane when a driver came speeding up beside me, and the Forester, this car that I've been driving, alerted me and actually gently guided me back into my lane and helped me avoid what could have been a very serious collision. And that made all the safety technology feel very real to me. I also love the fact that I now have this 360-degree surround view monitor, driver-focused technology, and Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive. It is my first hybrid, so with gas prices, we talked about that earlier in the show, gas prices still very painful. The timing could not be better to be driving this car. Right now, Carter Subaru has the 2026 Subaru Forester starting at 1.9% financing. Visit Carter Subaru in Ballard and Shoreline or cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/26.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when aging is part of everyday life. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic was created to help people with overall wellness and longevity, including diabetes management, heart health, weight management, inflammation reduction, nutrition, cognitive health, hormone therapy, and more. I can tell you from personal experience, being a patient for 17 years, I have a richer, fuller life, and I'm better able to pursue my own happiness. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. Independence from aging. Take control of your health before small issues become big problems. Experience a smarter, proactive approach to aging, backed by decades of experience with longevity. Do what I did and feel like yourself again. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out how at lmclinic.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions. D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Anthony Hamilton with Tony, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Thursday, September 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Jillian Raftery. Luigi Mangione pleaded guilty today to 2 federal stalking charges. Prosecutors say he tracked down and fatally shot United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on a Manhattan sidewalk in 2024.
This was not a spontaneous act of violence. It was deliberate, calculated, and premeditated.
He now faces up to life in federal prison. After today's federal hearings, the U.S. Attorney for Southern District of New York, Jamie McDonald, says prosecutors plan to seek that life sentence. The Pentagon says a second aircraft carrier is heading to the Middle East to relieve the USS Abraham Lincoln and its crew. Family members say at least 2 crew members have attempted to go overboard after spending 9 straight months at sea. The Pentagon insists the sailors are well cared for. 2 arsonists were arrested yesterday in Spokane, one for a fire spotted in the morning threatening homes and businesses in the north end of the city that day, another for fire allegedly set in a field by an industrial area August 8th. Luckily, nobody was hurt in either one, but it came as crews were stretched thin, mopping up the 3 destructive wildfires in the area, one of which was determined to be intentionally set. West Seattle will have to wait until 2035 for light rail. That's just been announced by Sound Transit, which pushed back delivery another 3 years. Here's Chris Sullivan.
If you weren't here when ST3 was approved by voters in 2016, light rail to West Seattle was originally promised to arrive by 2030. So if this current schedule holds, that'll technically be a 5-year delay. I mean, that's how far we were behind for getting across the lake. We've run into some issues here. And of course, over time also comes with over what? Over budget. The original price tag for the West Seattle extension was $1.5 billion. It ballooned to $7 billion. Now it's hovering right around $5 billion. They trimmed some significant costs off it earlier this year.
Today is your chance to see the Seahawks Super Bowl documentary in theaters.
Super Bowl champs, the 2025 Seattle Seahawks, will play on the big screen at Regal Theaters. Tonight's your only chance to see the documentary in theaters. Most of the showings starting around 7, but some, like The Landing and Meridian, are starting a little sooner. And adult seats, $15.
That's KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Shelton. And of course, tomorrow is the preseason game against the Cowboys. You can hear all the action right here on KIRO News Radio. Now we're going to check your traffic, real-time traffic, and we're looking pretty good pretty much anywhere you want to go except for Maple Valley. Highway 169 traffic is being diverted in the northbound direction onto Cedar Grove Road because of a long-term collision there that knocked some power lines over. So just expect delays in that area. I am seeing a little bit additional slowing on I-5 northbound right by the Duwamish Curve and some backups on the West Seattle Bridge. I don't see anything blocking there, just maybe some additional volume. Southbound slowing from I-5 starts in the Haller Lake area, but it's not a total bumper-to-bumper slog yet. This report brought to you by Carpet Liquidators. August is Karastan month at Carpet Liquidators. Purchase beautiful Karastan carpet and get free installation. Why pay retail? They got you covered at Carpet Liquidators. Our weather is beautiful for at least a week. We are going to have hazy skies today, high of 79 and high 70s for the rest of the next few days with not rain in sight for any of those days. It's 60 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. I'll tell you what. I'm about to go to Vegas where I'll be looking at a slot machine or two.
Yeah.
And it feels like our text line is a slot machine right now.
So here's the thing. I think if everybody hears it from me, they'll be like, you know how G can get from time to time. So I want everybody, I'm going to ask Ursula. Ursula,
great.
What does this, because people they'll take it from you. What does this text line look like?
Right now, it is 98% in favor of the users of Denny Blaine Park.
We've never seen it like this, ever.
No.
Like dozens of first-time texters, too.
Yes.
First-time texters.
Thank you, by the way. If this is what got you to finally text us, thank you.
It's not like we made a public announcement that we're going to run this segment either.
No. No.
I mean, a lot of people that visit the park, that go there, I'll let you go ahead and do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, they're saying that they're not seeing what was shown on the video, at least not to the extent that was described. And there are a lot of people who are just very much in favor of keeping the park as what it has been for the last decades. That all said, I wanted to specify again, if people are doing criminal activity, that should not be ignored by police.
No.
Not just Denny Blaine Park, but any park.
I just want to say, is anyone trying to say that SPD ignores criminal activity?
That's not what I'm saying.
It's not what I'm saying either.
Yeah.
So, but if you are saying that, say it.
Yeah. Okay, but it's time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
Geez, I don't know if we get more shocking than that last interview, but
no, there was a particular word that someone was like, if this were a drinking game, or if I got money for every time that word was mentioned, they'd be rich.
The word debate? Debating?
I didn't know that it was
you said you didn't want to debate.
Form of public protest.
You heard that?
Yeah.
I didn't want to debate.
Yeah.
1950s came up too.
All right. Okay. There's a pretty shocking exhibit that's at Pacific Place. It's called The Mind of a Serial Killer. It's immersive, so visitors can walk through like basically a giant diorama of, say, Jeffrey Dahmer's kitchen or the BTK killer's living room, John Wayne Gacy's basement, all decked out with gory accoutrement. So, like, literally a torso and a freezer in Dahmer's kitchen. There's, the Green River Killer. I cannot actually describe on the radio without getting somewhat ill what some of the displays of this exhibit are.
Yeah, let's not.
But it's apparently very popular. Gee, if you're management, you're running Pacific Place, you've got a mall that's struggling. Like, is this a good marketing plan for the mall?
So here's what happens. Sometimes, Ursula, there's people that have ideas, especially sometimes a lot of electeds, and they don't have any experience. I never thought that this was a good idea, this whole crime exhibit type deal. Now, I'm going to see, maybe I'm wrong. This message is specifically for people that have issues like me. Here's my issues. Ursula, I have issues. My thought of a relaxing Friday night and a Saturday night is going home and watching crime shows.
I know.
I'll admit. And by the way, if you're listening right now, if you're somebody that finds a relaxing evening going home and watching Dateline or 48 Hours Mysteries, please text in and make sure I'm not by myself.
Is it the voice of the narrator? What is relaxing?
I don't know what it is, but it's relaxing to me. But people like me, I have a problem, people like me that find that relaxing, finds it weird to go to exhibits to see that kind of stuff. Like, people keep asking me, like, gee, dude, would you want to know? I don't want to go and see.
You want to do it in the comfort of your own home.
I need narration. I need
you need the music.
I need a private bathroom.
You know what I'm saying? I need Keith Morrison. I need all the different folks, but I'm not going to the exhibit. Now, I wonder if people are going to text in and say, gee, you know what? I'm with you. I find myself comforted by crime shows. It's weird. You think I'm weird, Ursula? You think I'm weird?
I'm not using the word weird.
What you gonna say?
I just think it's interesting that you do, because we talk about way too much crime in the news. When I relax, I want to be escaping from reality. I want to not now listen to all the gruesome details or watch the gruesome details of Jeffrey Dahmer.
Uh-oh. A lot of my folks texting in right
now. I know. She knew exactly what he was doing.
Are you seriously going to go to this exhibit, y'all?
No, I'm not.
They texted in.
They're saying, I'm with you, G. I watch crime shows every night, says Liz in Gig Harbor. Yep, Parrish and Yelm says, I'm with you.
Okay, Ursula, I remember going to the Pacific Science Center when I was a kid, and they said, hey, just so you know, at the Science Center, we don't use the word gross here. We use the word interesting. I think there's I'm sorry, brother, you got something disturbed in your soul if like, this is entertainment for you.
I told you, I admit it. I have issues. And I wonder if there's
a lot of
anybody
people
else
have issues too.
Kathy, the 206.
Yeah.
That's my sister.
They help her fall asleep. Okay, but let's go back to the Pacific Place. You're funny. Pacific Place, they did an amazing thing during World Cup.
They did.
Opening it up to the community, watching in the big screen, having this communal experience with everybody just loving to be downtown for this thing that's going to probably be the last time in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Or at least speaking for me. So I thought it was a wonderful thing. And Pacific Place does need to generate some more business to stay open. And so maybe this is exactly what they needed. We're talking about it.
We're talking about it, but Ursula, it does not sound relaxing to go to something like that.
This is date night?
Nah. But here's the thing.
You know what? No one cares about Pacific Place right now.
They don't.
You know what they care about?
What do they care about?
Your comment.
I'm telling you.
They care about your comment that they choose crime shows to relax. What is wrong?
But
what is wrong?
What is it? Try and explain it to me. What is it? And why is it relaxing?
Well, he just says it's weird. No.
Okay.
Well, someone said something. It's nice to know that they're. I'm paraphrasing, but people have bigger problems than I do.
I just want to say
that's
this.
not me saying that.
I'm so the whole crime shows. I had this thing. I'm see if anybody else can relate to this. If it involves children,
yeah, no.
I can't watch. I'm done. I can't watch. Like, even as soon as I see, like, right in the beginning, like, oh, some child, nope, I'm out. I wondered if my wife was going to even stay with me in the beginning, because I know she's like, man, this dude just.
I have a line when it comes to the gory content.
You know what I'm saying?
What?
Okay, so I'm going to come to your defense, though, just real quick.
What's up?
Because crime shows also, they lay it out so that you're also a detective along with it. You're trying to come up with hey, this is how a criminal mind works, and this is how I would work as a detective.
Okay, you know how you go to the movies, Ursula, and popcorn is the food of choice?
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you something. When crime shows, the food of choice is cheese and crackers. I'm telling you.
That's a binge for you.
Hey, cheese, crackers.
Well, right now there's another thing that's 98%. 98% are with you.
Hey, if somebody...
Ernie and Kent is the only one with me. We need to relax.
Ursula, if somebody said, hey, girl, come on over. I'm going to have cheese. I'm having a charcuterie board and watch some Dateline.
Okay, yeah.
Man, they coming through. And then some with a glass of wine.
No, I'm doing a State Patrol background check.
All right. What are we doing next?
We're going to share a few of your comments, ones that really stood out to us.
Sounds good. Gee Ursula.
Fire up the lights. Lace up the pads.
All you gotta do is throw the pads on, and you can tell who want to do it, who don't.
The defending champs are playing football at Lumen Field.
We get to play football today. That's fun. Football, baby! Ball teed up.
It's the preseason opener. Seahawks, Cowboys. Tomorrow, kickoff at 5, pregame at 3.
Get your Mario body ready to hit. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Listen wherever you are for free on the KIRO Newsradio app.
Everyone always asks me, what were your top reasons for choosing Advanced Hair? Well, allow me to share, along with some details, on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. Okay, first off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and I'm living proof those results are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that blew away my expectations. And lastly, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. It is quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for that special savings opportunity, well, it's here. Advanced Hair's Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details to schedule your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hi, I'm Terry from Sky Nursery, and our summer event season is here. We have something exciting planned for you every weekend all summer long. See thousands of beautiful flowers at the 50th Anniversary Dahlia Show. Enjoy a 2-day Ikebana exhibition on Japanese floral arranging. Join workshops on mosaics, bonsai, and even carnivorous plant terrariums. As a family-owned garden center, Sky Nursery loves partnering with local artists and makers to celebrate a vibrant creative community. See our summer schedule at skynursery.com.
Hartley here from Wilcox Farms. For over 100 years, my family's been committed to doing what's right. At Wilcox Family Farms, that means caring for our hens with healthy pasture environments and a diet of organic grains and flax seeds. It's how we produce eggs that are wholesome, flavorful, and good for you. Next time you're at an egg case in your local store, we hope you feel good about choosing Wilcox eggs. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
At the end of a long week, Nick and I settle into our hot tub. We look at each other and go, this is the life. There's just something about the end of the week in a hot tub. John Curley here. Seattle Hot Tub knows exactly how it feels. They've got hot tubs and swim spas, cold plunges for just about every single lifestyle. A hot tub for those, quiet weekends. A swim spa in the morning when you want to get a real workout without having to go to the gym. And a cold plunge for invigorating recovery. That's what I want to get. Seattle Hot Tub Company carries American-made products from Marquee and Cow Spas. Different sizes, different features, different price points. There's no games. There's no high-pressure sales pitch. Seattle Hot Tub Company has everything you'll need from covers, steps, starter chemicals, and local delivery support. And even financing with hot tubs as low as $90 a month. Seattle Hot Tub Company, locally owned and always there. The getaway starts in your own backyard. Find them online at seattlehottub.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Step into Seahawks game day at the Pro Shop, where the roar of the 12s begins. And official Seahawks gear is always within reach.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
This is the Pro Shop. Visit the official store of the Seattle Seahawks, located at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Hey, it's Gee and Ursula, y'all. There's two things out of all the show prep that we did, all of the work that I didn't do. There's only two topics being talked about, Ursula.
Well, more so than the others, but yes, they are. Denny Blaine Park. We have had more first-time texters
like
weighing in
the history of the show.
Yes. And then we also had crime
shows.
Crime shows.
Ursula, have you never sat down to watch a crime show?
Oh, I have. I feel like I'm watching a crime show every day. Come on. But have I watched? I mean, yes, I used to watch Dateline.
Yeah.
But anymore,
yeah.
When I have such limited amount of time for watching, it's not my first go-to.
You really don't watch a lot of TV, period, huh?
No, not anymore.
Have you never been a TV person?
I used to do a lot of reality TV, but even that is like all that screeching and yelling at each other. You and I used to joke about Real Housewives.
Right.
I watch a lot of news programming.
Right.
I do watch that. I still watch a lot of the cable networks.
Do you think if it was the 1950s, you would watch as much TV?
Wait, go ahead. I know where you're going with that. The 1950s. That was quite the decade.
Hey,
okay.
My man Michael come out here and say something.
Yes.
What you got, Ursula?
Okay, well, regarding Denny Blaine Park, Aspen and Capitol Hill said, "Hi there, I'm a longtime Denny Blaine Park goer. As a trans woman, I feel much safer at Denny Blaine than I do at any other beach in the city. It is a lovely spot filled with caring people. There's no more disorder at that park than any other one in the city, and the only reason we hear about it at Denny Blaine is because of the ultra-wealthy homeowners who live near it." And then there is Cadence, who also texted in and said, Denny Blaine is a historic site recognized by the state and is not as you are describing it. Please stop spreading unfounded lies.
Catherine in the 360 says, maybe Gee and Ursula need to whip it out. Their swimsuits.
Whip it out?
Their swimsuits again and go after dark to go get the tea.
Because I remember you went with a Speedo. No, we're not whipping anything out.
They are still rolling in.
Whipping the swimsuits out.
Yes, but yeah, we went in the middle of the day, so we did not see anything. And again, I want to say that.
Should you go to Volunteer Park at night? Golden Gardens?
Gasworks Park?
Exactly. It's generally not a good idea to go to the park at night. You're probably going to see a lot of things that you don't want to see. That said, what we saw on those videos was quite disturbing. Jess from Seattle says, I've never seen any of these things that Lee claims. I don't believe the argument is being made in good faith, like most of the arguments made against it by the so-called Denny Blaine for All group. So anyway, keep sending us your messages. I did see one person say, hey, I'm part of that 2%. I would not be okay. Cover everything up. So just want to make sure that we share all viewpoints.
You got to go into the fitness text, and there's a text that comes in from Sheila, and I think I agree with Sheila. Sheila says, Ursula, I want to urge you to pursue your idea of hiring a personal trainer. For bone health, and at your age, you need to work with weights.
Yes.
Also, they can help you figure out exercises. You know what? I'm actually with Sheila.
Because initially you said you don't need a trainer, but I actually think I do.
Yeah, I'm with Sheila.
Yeah.
All right, Ursula, it's time for your good old words to live by. What you got for us?
Well, I was just thinking of compassion and kindness, which are always topics that we like to bring up. This is a goodie. Oldie but a goodie. Let our hearts and hands be stretched out in compassion toward others, for everyone is walking his or her own difficult path.
Yeah, good stuff.
We all have challenges.
Wait a minute. I just thought about something.
Uh-oh.
I thought about something. I know why Ursula's in a good mood today.
Yep.
Ursula, what you about to go do?
Well, my plane's been delayed by an hour, but I'm going to Vegas for the weekend.
With Sonia?
Yes. She's on her way there already.
Oh, man, look out.
Yeah, look out.
Are you on the way?
Gonna try. I was looking to see if I could get last-minute tickets to Backstreet Boys.
Oh.
At the Sphere. It has to be last minute because I'm not willing to shell out that much dough.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it, but it's going to be probably the shortest trip. I'm using miles. I'm coming back Sunday. I'll be back on. I don't have any more vacation days that haven't been spoken for.
Okay, sounds good. Vegas hey, Chef, I saw your mama last week.
You did?
So did.
Yeah, it's been like, what, 5 years now?
Hey,
you've been doing that?
But the fact is, look, I just want to tell everybody.
Obliteride.
Shout out to Fred Hutchins. Obliteride helps cure cancer faster in the fight to fight cancer. I just want to say, Chef's mama, I saw her. She did not train, didn't prepare. She says, hey, I had to come, and I'm going to do the 50-mile bike ride tomorrow, and hadn't trained. I wanted to say to her so bad, I can't even spell 50.
Yeah, she puts me to shame.
50. Like, Chef's mama's going to do 50 miles. That's crazy.
Yep.
Thanks, Chef. Michael, thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. I kind of like you, man. You all right. You did a good job today. Nick is the master trainer back there. Hey, the Jake and Spike show comes in next. Have a good weekend. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Hello, sweltering Seattle. John Curley here. Is your home staying cool? Are you losing sleep because it's just too hot? At Home Comfort Alliance, the goal is not to sell you a new system. It's to fix the one that you have. Repair first, replace only if it truly makes sense, saving you time and money. If your system's done, a heat pump gives you both cooling and heating for year-round comfort. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we know the key to a long-lasting roof is yearly maintenance. Need an inspection, repair, restoration, moss removal, or just a cleanup? You can trust Guardian's licensed, insured, and expertly trained team. We offer free estimates, second opinions, and financing, giving you the peace of mind your home deserves. Call today. Our first-time customers can save $99 on our award-winning roof repair and cleaning service. Visit us at GuardianRoofing.com.
You're still glowing. flirting, grooving. You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Mom, she was living on her own and scared. We didn't feel it was very safe for her. And we found Aegis. Love it. Everybody is so welcoming and she is just so safe here.
She has serious Alzheimer's disease. When she sees me, she smiles, she gives me a hug, and we dance together.
Aegis Living helps you understand your choices so the right decision feels easier. Visit aegisliving.com and see why so many families say, Aegis Living, this must be the place.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay. Are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules